need you to like me, don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, how are you all doing? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back. Sorry for being a little bit late, dude. You know how it is. You sit down in the toilet, you pull up your phone, 12 hours goes by, you're like, shit, I just time traveled. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We've all been there. Come on. If you haven't actually been in that kind of situation, are you serious? You're a liar. There's two people out there. You've either time traveled while looking at your phone from the toilet, or you're a liar. Only two people out there, dude. How y'all doing? Welcome back, boys, to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. Hope all of y'all are having a motherfucking good one, boys. How's the audio, by the way? Just wanted to make sure everything is good, by the way. Hopefully there's no clipping. How y'all doing? Need some sun exposure. That's true. I don't get outside much. I don't. I'm not really that pale. It's just the lights are so goddamn bright, and something about the webcam. Ever since I started using the Logitech software for the mic, it also, I have a Logitech webcam, so I think it just does something to the web. I don't know how to. I haven't looked. I'm way too fucking busy. I haven't even looked. But how are you all doing? Sound good? Awesome. Happy to hear that. Need that vitamin D. I'll give your mom that vitamin D. Ooh. Alrighty, boys. EU. Hope you guys are ready for some 5V5 1v1 motherfucking duels over on the EU servers, the pre-patch for Shadowlands. Kinda in BFA, kinda in Shadowlands. Seal handsome. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. How you boys all doing? What have we got a chat first? So we got us Mithra, Brian, Ghost. We got ourselves Adam. We got ourselves Nag. How you doing, man? Senior Pansetto. Hopefully I got the name right. David. We got ourselves old Reptile. We got ourselves Solo. How you boys all doing? Jims, how you doing, my man? Welcome back, boys. Or get a dog to walk outside with a dog. I'm pretty sure in this place I can't. I'll need to look into it, dude. I've never had a pet. Can you believe it? I've never had a dog or a cat. At some point I want one though. At some point. But I don't know. I don't think you can have a pet in the place that I'm in. There are quite a lot of places that I've lived in. It's just they have like a no pet policy. You can't even... You know what I mean? But then again, I'm usually always rented. So maybe when I have a place of my own, you know what I mean? My own humble abode, all built and ready to go and shit like that. Maybe then we can do something. You know what I'm talking about? Are we in beta or we're pre-patch? I think it's capturing beta. Hopefully the music isn't too loud, boys. Let me know if the sound is ever too loud or too quiet. But yes, we're going to be doing the 5-5 1v1 over on the EU today, boys. Hello from Ecuador. How you doing, my man? What's up, Scotty? How you doing, my dude? Sergi, how you doing, my man? Jims. Hope you're having a good one. Mike, how you doing, my guy? Solo, how you doing, dude? Open LG, go to player versus player, pre-made custom PvP, fine, sub search. Yes. I'll show you guys how to get into the 5v5 1v1 duels if you need some help. We got ourselves Shadowstorm already with a group. Jesus for this storm. Some of you don't even need a reminder how to get into the 5v5 1v1 so the day, huh? We are gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to shrink the UI. Yeah. Now it's all tiny. Alright, we got ourselves Shadowstorm and Jesus looking up the first ones to whisper me. But if you guys want to join any of the 5v5 1v1 groups or sign up for one, go to player versus player in the custom group finder or group finder, pre-made groups, custom PvP. Go to find group to see if there is one for Alliance or Horde. We are doing this on EU, and as long as you are on the region of EU, then you should be able to join in. Russia, surrounding regions, as long as you're connected to the EU servers, you're good to go. Alliance and Horde. We have plenty of groups. If you don't see one, however, by the way, Shadowstorm, yeah, there we go. But if you guys don't see a 5v5 1v1 group up and running, guess what? This is a community-based effort. Go back to the custom pre-made group and click start group and custom, call it something like 5v5 1v1 Duels Dalaran. Get people in. Feel free to advertise that you have a group in the chat. Get yourself a 5-man team. Add me on Real ID. That's it. I'll queue one of the groups that is also available. We're gonna go with Shadowstorm, I think, versus Jesus first up, since that was literally first come, first serve, with Athman and Crippers next, right after one another. Shadowstorm. I'm gonna have a hard time with that hashtag 73954. So if I mess it up, dude, I'm gonna try not to. But if I do, I wash my hands of all the blame, like a grown-ass man. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm just not gonna take any blame at all. Let me get the duels mix up and running too, because I do like this song, but I feel like it's maybe a little slow for some of the 5v5 1v1 duels in here, dude. You gotta have that nice fucking ring to it. The song isn't bad, but I'm gonna skip this one. It gives me the good one. I like the build up with this one. Switch. What do we got today? We got ourselves team 1 with, we got Tyrion of Spy as a, what looks like a demonology warlock. I was thinking the pet or maybe the offhand floating next to him. Maybe that's a Destro or Affy with that, but it is demonology. We got ourselves Pelcher as a balance druid, Kenem as a what looks like a Beastmaster hunter, maybe marksman. We got MML Prox looking for that Feral, and Kachikan on the Arms Warrior versus the other team. That's going to be ourselves Des as a rogue assassination with Mova playing out that Affliction warlock by the looks of it. Illidanid as a demon hunter. We got Mary as a red pally and Shaken as a shadow priest, and Des. This is going to be first up. Are you still... That's gonna be Pelcher. You know what? I honestly looked like you were I'm gonna be having a hard time. So it's a big damage onto Pelcher right now. Popping out Barkskin as a dress just hits him. And that's going to be about to try to see if he can survive this. Is going to go for a bit of that roar onto Des. Blind to follow, breaking the blind immediately. Belcher popping back into the Guardian form. It looks like he's in tank form, but ever since the Shadowlands Druid customizations, you are now able to get outside of your tank form. Trying to see if he can get a knockoff on the Des. Doesn't get to it. It's going to be getting the shot out of Des with a Shadow Step. Trying to give him some damage. No Vendetta just yet. Looking like he just wants to see if he might be able to take him out without Vendetta. Big Envenom. Pelcher does pop into a booming form. It's going to be Incarnation or Celestial Alignment rather available for him. Cloak of Shadows for Des as Pelcher goes in for Thorns. Des maybe looking to run away. Is going to be advantage. Does not want to hit into Thorns. Pelcher is going to find him with an AoE. Reopen up onto Pelcher with a Garou. The Thorns are still melting. Des, I think, is down to his own Thorns, and Pelcher survives it just by playing heavily defensively here. That's going to be Pelcher barely surviving. Illidan is going to be up next, looking not to give Pelcher a chance here. Got himself Spectral Sight. Does see Pelcher popping into a more mobile form, just trying to see if he can somehow get away. Crucible is going to hit him from downtown. Put a damage over time on you. Trying to land a Cyclone onto Illidan is going to be a stun. I think it's going to be over. The Balance Druid never really had much of a chance in that setup, with Kachik going to be going up next. Giving Illidan a little bit of an auto duel, waiting out for him. Gonna be leaping on top of Cat with a stun. Big damage, huge stress. It's gonna be Essence Break. Flying up in the air right afterwards. Cat does go for Reflect. She'll be able to reflect one of those lances. And he waited with a Reflect as he's about to come down to get himself the most damage available, or the most value out of the Reflect available. Popping into a defensive stance. It's gonna bust out the shield with a shield block by the looks of it. As Kachik is looking to play this defensively, trinking it out of that stun, got himself a little bit of an Ignore Pain rolling disarm onto Illidan, trying to stop him and prevent him from being able to do too much damage to him. But we'll see how well it will work out in the long run as Illidan is also going to be taking this up a little bit inside of darkness with a blur. Kachik kind of low on health, is going to pop, die by the sword. That's going to be a big parry. Got himself even more damage rolling. Is going to get out of the imprison. Trying to go for a war stomp as a Torrent Racial. I might still be able to go for it either way. Trying to catch up to Illidan and get the damage in. Does not have any more defenses. Might still need to get himself a Ignore Pain. Is continuing to spend that rage into Ignore Pain. Is not in a good spot. Gets a stun into Cat, but looks like the bleed takes him out. Catacomb making him into dead meat. Doesn't reflect as Mary's approaching, expecting a Hammer of Justice out of the Paladin. Does go for a Victory Rush. Gotcha can get a hit with a stun. Is going to have to tank this up as much as possible. Huge damage out of Mary. I think Gotcha might just be going down either way, as Mary doesn't even give him a chance. Massive execution sentence. Not a lot you could really do about it at that point. Not a lot you could do. Panda Rogue says, like, come on, dude. I asked the stream at some point, which rogue should I be? And Mary looking like maybe he wanted to find Plox, maybe inside of the arena, thinking, oh, maybe he's still in. AoE, maybe that'll find him. Plox taking huge damage out of the Shield of Vengeance. Mary got himself a mad heal off with Plox. Got himself quite a lot of damage rolling. Hodge those slams down on him. And he looks like he's going to be okay for now. Hasn't had to use the wall yet. Might just need to. Going to be a big old yoink with the Ursul's Vortex from the Restoration Affinity. Looking to get the hell out of dodge, if he can at all. Mary, though, looking pretty healthy so far. Dropping down Mad Crucibles into Prox. Is going to trick it out of the bash. Human Racial. I believe it's Human Racial at least. So Mary's perfect opportunity for him to just play very defensively. Prox does choose to trinket that Hammer of Justice. So next Hodge, if Mary has any kind of cooldowns with it, might be huge. Shield of Vengeance Hammer of Execution's Hammer hanging over Prox's head. Does he go for a wall? Maybe does choose a wall at the very last second. As he's trying to just rampage the damage back into Mary, and Mary still holding on to a bubble and bob for Prox so far. I feel like it feels like the Pharaoh is slightly behind the Paladin right now. Bash does come out, and there goes that first immunity out of Mary, landing a Hodge onto Prox. Does not have a wings yet, so he does not have Avenging Wrath just yet. Prox should be pretty survivable here. Dampening is going to be hitting us in 20 seconds though, so I wonder if that's going to make much of an impact in terms of the strategies these two have. Right now it feels like Prox needs to make a play as soon as possible, get the defenses out of Mary, and needs to be expecting the wings at any moment. And does he have Barkskin for the wings? Because Barkskin might not even be enough. Watch some of the duels with Paladin just busting through defenses of that of a Pharaoh. bar skin and everything. Big damage onto Mary though, didn't have to bubble just yet, still have plenty of health. Mad bleeds on him though, somebody just rotting the man down just used to bubble it. That is the globals that he had to waste on offenses. That's gonna be Brock super low. Does he have enough health to survive this? Trying to Swiftman, trying to maintain some hots, still the hammer slams down. The Paladin is just so far just the most burst available. Nothing you could do about it. Unless you had every defensive in the world, there's absolutely positively nothing you could do about it. With Kedem gonna be up next, playing out that marksmanship hunter. Is gonna have to go for a little bit of kiting shot with Mary, but Mary's now out of bubble, out of a bob, so maybe Kedem might stand a chance here until the next set of wings. He might need to get a little bit aggressive here, but for a hunter, he does not want to be in melee. Wants to be at range. That's gonna be rapid fire pelted away at Mary, but only 6% dampening is what's stopping Mary's heals. I love that face as Kedem is just running by him, actually having to revive a pet, so Mary does get some slapping damage onto that pet by the looks of it. Kedem got himself double tap, maybe some cooldowns available, and just trying to wait out for Mary as best as he can. Big rapid fire could be a Hodge to prevent it. Scatter shot actually out of Kedem, and Mary goes in for the Hodge. Kedem should have plenty of damage available. Actually, a kid would swap to Kedem. There we go. Big hammer, actually could say hammer hanging over your head. Does feign down. Does that remove the hammer though? Does that remove the hammer? Or does that force the hammer to slam down on you? Because it doesn't look like you can really immune the hammer unless you cloak it at the last second. Or I guess just cloak it in general. Bubble it or ice block it. I think you can prog the hammer early, right? So when, let's say a Paladin pops wings, puts a hammer on you, you might be able to feign death and let the hammer hit you before the hammer gets stacked and damage, like it becomes uncontrollable and unimaginable. Gonna be a root onto Mary from afar, and Kedem is still looking just to get the hell out of dodge, staying at a comfortable range, but Mary, he got bubble in 2 minutes. He might actually be able to survive. 2 minutes, but you're going to be pretty high dampening, so maybe Kedem might be able to make a play. Does go for a freeze and trap, not letting Mary get any kind of a setup at all. Or at least trying to avoid it as best as humanly possible. Aim shot loading up. Mary still keeps on trucking. Looks like Kedem has burst, but he doesn't really have good sustain. Hodge into Kedem does pop a trinket, knocking Mary back, which is going to disrupt a lot of this Paladin's burst. Hand of Freedom keeps him running, does land the hammer onto Kedem, but the scattered shot, again, another thing to just disrupt the burst with more aim shots to follow. Mary trying to sink as much damage into the hammer. And maybe for Kedem, might want to feign death as soon as the hammer is on you every single time. Just let it slam. Don't let it build up any more damage, as it's going to be even more from Mary. Just needs a couple more globals, one more hammer. That's going to be, oh, it was a turtle. The judgment didn't connect, but the man still went down either way. It looks like Mary is just going to be stealing the show on this. Tyrion of Spy? Tyrion, Tyrion Fosby. Is that supposed to be like a first name, last name? You know, some people are like, Blizzard, you should let us make first names and last names for our characters. His name, I guess, would be Tyrion Fosby. Which sounds like a name of a potential, like, Lord Aronian, I guess. I don't know. Mary jumping down. That's going to be a board for the Warlock. Does not want to be next to Mary at all. It's going to go for a Tyrant summon right here off of that Mally. I mean, off of a Mortal Call. And the Tyrant is looking to get some slaps in. Mary's just going to approach it with the Shield of Vengeance. Not going to stop the Tyrant. Going to be a gateway. Mary's just going to take all the freebie damage, but Shield of Vengeance does keep him alive until that Tyrant gets some slapping damage. Not avoiding the Tyrant at all. That's also going to be a balloon up in the air. If Mary does go for any kind of cast, the balloon should be able to zap at Mary, but he's going to land this at the Warlock as well as most of the pets. This is why Tyrion wants him out in the open. Mary, any one of his attacks does not cause the balloon to attack him. Like if a Judgment doesn't get it to, I guess maybe he was hoping, oh, every time he Word of Glories, the balloon is going to zap 5% of his health. That's going to be another port for the Warlock, trying to keep at bay. This is his opportunity to maybe overcome the challenge that is the Paladin bubble available. Hodge does get traded with a Mortal Coil with a stun to follow, trying to control the Paladin as best as possible. And looks like the Paladin's taking quite a bit of damage from afar, as Tyrion just trying not to let the Paladin touch him in the first place. Being a Warlock, you don't really have a lot of good self-healing, and like Mary, you got the Word of Glory spam for days. 28% dampening. Maligan thrown at Mary. Maybe this way you can get some big damage. Hammer onto Tyrion, does board away. Mary does still have Mally hanging over his head, unable to heal. Wings are up and running. Probably is going to have a massive heal as soon as he gets a moment. Getting a couple Judgments, a couple Hammers afar onto Tyrion. And he's doing quite a bit of damage. Reflect, it does not force a Paladin to reflect any of his own damage back to himself. Fear onto Mary to follow. Hodge comes out. Tyrion has nothing. Wiz is still alive. And that's going to be Mary slamming down the big pile of damage into the Warlock. Man, just about everybody on each team except for Mary's team got to play as Mary. Kind of just stole the show. Oh no. Look at his heal. Yeah, paladins heal a lot. I feel like there's going to be maybe a little bit different once it's level 60. Again, you got to remember this is pre-patch, so it's probably going to change quite a bit into level 60. But at level 50 with all the Azurites, you haven't even seen some of the healing potential paladins can do. I mean, Arthur was just posting earlier. There's some, you think they're cheesy now? There's some even cheesy things you can do if you really want it to be an unbreakable heal god, okay? All right, boys, let's get another one going. Let's get another duel up and running. I wonder if anybody remembers how people complained about paladin heals prior to this. They were like, man, just you can get instant cast flash of lights, unbelievable. And now they get instant cast word of glories, which I think are even stronger. They're stronger because there's a talent with them, but they're also easier to get off because it's a lot easier to. I feel like it's easy because one, you just need to rack up resources, the holy power, which I feel like is easier to get than just getting like what judgment or Temple's verdict. I think it's from finishers. Yeah, I think it might be easier. What do you think about Nvidia leaking or mistake or Shadowlands November? I don't know if it is actually a leak or not, Mithrin. I'll take a look at it. But I was thinking of making a video talking about potentially when could Shadowlands be released. Talking about like the November anniversary kind of deal. But with that Nvidia information, I feel like that might solidify that it is going to be the May potential in November. Unless it just doesn't correlate, which it could be opportunity. What if it is November? We got ourselves Athaman and Crippers up next in the 5V5 1v1 duels today, boys. Crippers and Athel. Man, that'll be a good video to get a belly to get the bellular views. No, like I actually wanted to talk about it because I'm excited about when it is, and a lot of people ask me all the time when could it be. So then what is it, a Wowhead said something about, oh, there's like a book or something that's getting released around some date in November, so it's like potentially could it be around there or 2 weeks after this book or some kind of a piece of literature that has to do with WoW. Don't quote me though. Maybe it isn't even a piece of religion. It's something that has to do with November. So I need to go back and do some research, see what that was. But yeah, the damage balance between class as a joke, some big gaps. Yeah, no scaling, man. That's what you get when you don't have any scaling. But you know what? I kind of like the faster paced games. Not gonna lie. Meanwhile, they have barely had 3 groups. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, man. And it's gonna come back stronger than you've ever seen it before. Come on, dude. We gotta get Jesus to grow back in here though when we get a chance. Is Cracker gonna be joining in, or is Cracker out of commission for the day? Alrighty, boys, let's get another one going. Switch. Got ourselves team 1 with Chrysler. Still, are you still sticking to the Destro Warlock? Because everybody else and the mother's playing Affliction at this point, guy. We got ourselves Copy. We got ourselves Tasty with Lenny. Gonna be, ooh, I like your mog. I like the tabard. What is that? I want to say it's like a guild tabard, but I don't think it is. At least it's a subtlety. Okay. And then we got ourselves Athaman in the back versus team 2. We got ourselves Crippers. With first up is gonna be Switch Shot. We got Switch. Whoa, good some damage to Lanira already with that stun throwing him nades, and that's going to be the Rogue Puppet and the Cloak of Shadows looking to bail out of there. That's going to be the pet attacking it for a second. We also have ourselves in the back Fenny. We got ourselves Descoy as well as Sunshine. I like that name, Sunshine. Good morning, Sunshine. Good night. Lanira, there's going to be quite a bit of pressure from the pet. I mean, it's not really doing too much damage, but that thing just auto-attacking you, that is going to be, I mean, putting you under any kind of pressure. But that's still calm points for you to build up, to get a setup. And these are, I think, mostly just waiting for Switch to go to another position. Look at Switch running the new Mog, dude. The Storm Mog. It looks pretty good with the Night Elves. Like all the leaves in their hair and all that. It looks kind of good. It looks interesting, if anything. Lenira does get themselves a bit of a reset, though. At the very least. Bet it's Tasty. Sap it to the pet. Switch getting hit with a cheap shot. Gonna be quite. Maybe a bit of damage from Lena. Not committing too many cooldowns. This is going to be a cold blood coming out later with a stun by the Penitent goes for a Shadow Step. It's trinketing out of it. Going in for more Shadow Strikes. It's going to be Switch. Taking quite a bit of damage. Goes in for that turtle. Needs to get himself a Manning Bennett rolling Lenira. You're just going to have to wait it out. That is one thing that actually sucks about sub, because they used to have a magic dot that prevented the hunters from being able to get a mending bandage, but now that it's ruptured, it's just a bleed. So you can't really stop it. Laniera goes in for a vanish, but looks like the vanish broke somehow. Not really vanished at all. Having to charge a switch shot. Is that going to be enough for them? There's not a lot of defenses left. Going to be a kidney shot onto switch. Do they have enough damage to finish it here? Don't have a single dance. Actually, one more charge of dance is available. Popping in that dance. Cheap shot. Both of them are super low. Could be anyone's game. And looks like Laniera barely makes it out alive. Just kept with it. Kept strong. Just tried to stay focused and even lands a reset with a sap at the Crippers. Looking like the Rogue is going to get out of there. Committed quite a lot of damage into him. Switch shot. And it was a very, very, very close game. If Switch shot only had one more global, I think that would have been it. Even if he just refreshed it down until Laniera, I think would have died after Switch shot died. But that was super, super unfortunate there. And next up is going to be Crippers as yet another Retribution Paladin. Landing a sap onto Crippers. Laniera just looking to get the hell out of there. And it's almost Crippers knows where they're gonna be. Might have to pick up the eyes either way though. For Crippers, what kind of a strategy is he gonna go for? I think just go for Hodges, get a trinket out of Laniera. Big wings. For Laniera though, I think this is gonna be a much harder duel. I think normally a sub-rogue would actually have an advantage over a Retribution Paladin. Looking for that juke, landing it. That's a good play right here. Does force Crippers to waste more time catching up to you, especially if Crippers maybe burn horse or something. Laniera, it does wait out for the sap DRs with this as well. I think the Rogue is going to have to basically wait until every cooldown is available. Look, evasion, trinket, cloak of shadows, everything is up. Crippers taking a lot of damage. It's going to be a big old reaping flames. With a Dressigath getting a shot. That was a Visceroid that looked like it did almost no damage to Crippers there for a second. Sorry, I'm swapping the wrong person. But Crippers is just going to go for a full reset here. Full reset with the hell. The Rogue catches a reset. Swiping the Rogue out in the open. Cheap shot though. Might just need to go for a blind. Actually staying with evasion. Might need to cloak of shadows this. As this is going to be a lot of damage. Maybe a cloak for the big hammer. Do they choose to do so? Deciding against it, went for a feint instead, and just tried to see if they could walk away from Crippers. Shadow step into him, probably not a good idea. Crippers at least hasn't popped wings just yet. There goes them wings. And that's going to be a vanish out of the Rogue with Cloak of Shadows in case anything gets him out. Maybe the cloak might have been overcommitment, but it's better than being taken out of stealth. And Crippers just wailing on you. That wasn't even full wings, by the way. Those just middle long wings or a random proc of visual perfection wings for Crippers. It's hanging out, just camping the eye. At this point, I don't even know if Laniera will be able to do much. The Druid is in cat form healing. Wait, the Druid is in cat form healing. Which Druid? Is it one of these guys? Wait, Deskoy. Which one is Deskoy? Hey, Deskoy, can... Actually, I guess... Can you be out of cat form? I think it'll be fine. Could you be out of cat form? I think it's okay. Oh yeah, can you be out of cat form? Wait, I forgot. Yeah, cat form healing. Laniera looking like he's gonna get clapped out. I don't think you can really do much about it, but yo, Deskoy, my man, thank you so much. Just be out of cat form and out of stealth unless you're dueling. Appreciate you, because you do have an honor talent that ends up being a group honor talent, but there it is. Thank you so much, Arthur, for letting me know. Come on, dude, I pay attention to the chat all the goddamn time. I'm also paying attention to the goddamn duels, man. Okay, I'm not gonna do it too much. I don't want to feel like I'm hovering over him or nothing. Athaman is gonna be up next. That's gonna be 5 versus 1. Okay. Alright, okay. Atha has a hammer hanging over his head, popping up wings for Crippers. Is gonna trick it out of that stun. Shield advantage available for Crippers. Hammer does slam down into Atha, but he's looking still pretty healthy. Going in for proactive healing right now, trying to see if he might be able to go a bubble out of Crippers. Big shield advantage is available. Crippers doesn't really want to slam into it. It is gonna bubble right now with flash of lights to hopefully recover. Athaman is going to do exactly the same thing. Crippers might need to think fast on his feet. There's going to be shield advantage that will slam into him. Hodge of the Crippers as he's looking to get the hell out of there. Hands going to be a horse down and for the count. Mally rolling into Crippers. Might have to aggressively start healing himself to survive the Maledict. It looks like it's exactly what he's going to do. If anything, his health isn't going to go down, but it's not really going to go up either. Looks like waited out the Mally and healed through it as best as he could. Big Word of Glory crits coming out, so he's able to maintain himself. Athaman might just either have to go a bit more aggressive here or a bit more defensive as well. Crippers just looking to just survive this burst for a little bit. Both of them are using similar abilities to one another. Hodge onto Atha. Crippers got himself wings. Atha might need to bubble here. Is he going to be low enough? Does pop a bubble just in case as a safeguard trinket pops up. And it has himself just that safeguard. He thought, you know what, next hit is probably going to hit me through the shield. Big hammer hanging over Atham inside. His Scripper's got a lot of damage ready. Atham might just have to play his defensively with a lot of self-healing, trying to top himself off. Hodge into Crippers, trying to disrupt the wings as best as possible. Looks like Crippers is playing Vision of Perfection because he's got himself a random proc. A wings just now. A big bike thrown at Atham to follow. It looks like he's going to be alive for now. Only 30% dampening between these two paladins. You're going to have to wait until it's almost like 50% dampening if these two just play as careful as they can. Hodge into Atho has a Shield of Vengeance. Will he even be able to use it? Or the Scrippers get the kill right here? Could be really close. Shield of Vengeance for Atho. Got him some wings of his own. Crippers got also Shield of Vengeance as well. Atho been looking to recover a little bit. Hand of Freedom available for Crippers. Looking to run out of the Atho is going to be on the chase, on the prowl. Hodge of the Crippers. Does he have enough damage here? Does he have the resources? Big blasting coming out for Atho. Shield, Safeguard Trinket. Shield. Procs for Crippers, keeping him alive. And it looks like Athaman is on the retreat as Crippers had himself a random proc of wings, stunning Atha on the rest of his damage, and Crippers looking to get the hell out of there. Looks like both of these paladins are going to have to tiptoe with one another, both of them holding on to a bob. That's going to be Atha with some wing damage happening. Is that going to be a huge setup? Hammer hanging over his head? Nope. Athaman is actually under a lot of pressure. Looks like he also get random wings procs. Going to be getting himself a bop as a hammer is hanging over his head. Too bad a lot of the damage for Crippers does still go through Blessing of Protection. Hodge and Atha, wings available. Crippers still able to get quite a lot of damage down. Atha used himself quite a massive defensive. Does go for a stun into Crippers, but looking for a reset himself. 20% dampening looks like it's not going to be enough to take either one of these paladins down in this 1v1 duel. Crippers got some aggro. Maybe Atha might be in trouble. Looking like Atha might be able to escape out of here just fine. But actually, no. Closer hell. Is he going to be able to heal? Another Hodge for Crippers? That's a very short Hodge. A Safeguard Trinket comes back to Atha just to save him in the nick of time. Big Word of Glory is unnecessary here. Atha does have a Shield of Vengeance. Both Pallies do, in fact. And Atha is going to try to get a Mally rolling onto Crippers. Swap it to the wrong person. I'm so sorry. We're just going to prevent Crippers from being able to heal, but he's just looking to get aggressive, hoping to have a Shield of Vengeance to slam onto him. Atha does have wings behind the pillar. Might give enough time in order to maybe set something up. Does he have a Hodge? That bike is going to proc both of the Shield of Vengeance available. Athaman might just need to go and end the game right here. Does get hit with a Hodge tickets out of it. Looking to maybe Hodge Crippers back. Bop onto Crippers. Does Athaman still have the damage necessary? If he has a Hodge right now, this could be perfect for him. Crippers gets a random wings proc, gonna give him a lot of survivability here, or maybe birds to turn in all around onto Atham. Hodge onto Crippers. Does Atha have enough to finish it? I think it does. It takes him out. And down goes Crippers. Who's the rest on Crippers' team? Desco is going to be up next. I feel like maybe Athaman mentioned that the Feral was in cat form, giving him more healing. Might have made a massive impact. Imagine how the duel would have went if Crippers would have had that Feral healing. And it's not the Feral's fault. Alright, they're playing Leader of the Pack. That's a great honor talent for Ferals. In a 1v1, you do want to use it. So if he just has it, like, all we ask for people is to be out of cat form. You can still use it while you're dueling, but it doesn't give anybody else like unfair advantage because it's hard to balance that. I don't know. Looks like Desco might be done and done here. Does pop up wall with big heals bear form. He's gonna have to get the hell away from Atha and maybe go hopefully recover. That was so much damage through Bark Skin. And we've seen that multiple times with Paladins just being able to get that big blaster damage through as weak of a defense, as good of a defense as I thought Barskin was going to be, but then I was proven wrong. Desco getting himself a bit of a reopener onto Athaman, trying to get the bleeds up and running. Might be able to make something work off here. Huge dots sticking onto Atha. Might be actually put him under a lot of pressure with a Thorns available. Looks like Desco has himself advantage. Atha does have a bubble though. I don't know if Desco is aware of it, but should be preparing for the bubble. The next play with a bubble could be massive, massive here. Because Atha basically got himself a full-on blown immunity. Desco does have Berserk. Could Berserk into Atha, get the big shreds, big bites back to back. Wings available for Atha. No chicken available for Desco by the looks of it. It's going to be done and done. Not a lot you could really do there. With Fanny going to be up next as a Demon Hunter, I feel like the DH needs to force that bubble out, bail the hell out of it, and then get right back into Atha. Huge dressing out. Almost got the big burst out of him. Flying up in air. Atha might just have to bubble it. Looking like he actually just want to see if he can survive through this by self-healing himself. No bubble being used just yet. The next burst out of Fenny, Athaman better be aware. As Fenny just losing out on a lot of health, does go for a big metamorphosis, stunning each other. Fenny doesn't sit that stun long at all. Get interrupted on the I-beam. who even with a blur is really unable to catch up on health, looking to get some damage onto Atha. Hopefully Darkness keeps him afloat here. Stun short onto Atha. Does have a Mally rolling onto Fenny. Fenny will not get a lot of heals. Bubble for Atha as he's looking to maybe end the Demon Hunter from afar. Actually playing it very, very defensive. Goes for some heals. 42% dampening. Fenny might actually stand a chance here. Not a lot of health available, but you just need a one stun setup onto Atha. Does get himself a little bit of longer IBM to prolong the meta. Looks like Atha takes the global and does the most damage in that one global. Sunshine up next is a sub-rogue with a one-hander in the offhand and a dagger in the main hand. Athaman with Bop on 40 seconds. Shield of Vengeance available right now. Wings in 13. This should be quite a lot. So healing Harbor is ridiculous. Yeah, but that's going to be like that for level 50 pre-patch, I think. I think it's only like that for duels. I never really noticed it was that bad, like outside of anything else. Blood of the Aiming for Sunshine, looking for big damage to one-shot Atha. Cloak of Shadows available and everything. Just trying to see if he can dumpster, but looks like the Blood of the Enemy dress player with Shadow Blades was enough for Sunshine. Just looked to take him out. And took him out, he did. With Tasty going to be up next versus the last one, Sunshine. No cloak for Tasty. Only one charge of shouted in, so he's going in for the all-in burst. Which is interesting. I've seen quite a lot of rogues go in for an all-in Blood of the Enemy big burst wombo combo. Mostly sub-rogues, but even other rogues like Outlaw. I've seen Assassination do it as well. Apparently it's a pretty good plan right now if you are going to be doing any kind of RBGs, just Blood of the Enemy and Blast, but maybe that was a meta prior. Then again, how many of us really play RBGs? Let's be honest. BGs, one thing. RBGs, man, tactics, strategy, plays. It's a whole nother world. It looks like Sunshine gets that mark for death ready. Maybe going to go with a kidney shot onto Tasty. Waiting for Tasty to get away from the totem. Actually goes into auto attack the totem, I think. Did he? I think that's what he's trying to do. Looking for a reset. Tasty does drop down the stun totem up above. Got himself the Earth Elemental. Looks like maybe the Rogue might wait out until Earth Ele is out. Cheap shot is going to be a stun with the Earth Elemental as the Rogue isn't for cheap. So Tasty might at least get himself a global or to try to take as much damage into Sunshine. Lava Burst and Crucibles are flying with a Lightning Last. I think it might be done and done. Knocking the Rogue out in the open. And Tasty gets hit with a blind. And I don't really know why he Shadow Step too Tasty. But that's going to be it. I don't even know what just happened there. I think the Rogue might have made a small misplay. But that's going to be Athaman and Crippers are standing toe-to-toe against one another, dude. Paladins, man. Definitely don't have too many Paladins in your team, boys. If I see 3 Paladins in one team, we're leaving. I'm turning the car around, kids. Cat, we got a group of Chrysler. How the team did get to play Rikyu. Got a group lead now, 5 men again. All right. We got to get Athaman, Kachikan and Chrysler. Dude, we get Jesus and Team Chrysler to replay. How does that sound? We'll get what is it? Athaman's team? Atha and Jesus. We'll get you guys to replay, and we'll get Cat versus Shadowstorm or something. Just so we can get some variety, because Jesus' team, not a lot of people got to play. Athaman's team, not a lot of people got to play. So we'll just get the 2 teams that didn't really get to play much to verse one another, yeah? I wasn't playing Execution of Final Reckon. This is something different. I think it's perfectly fine to try some new stuff. Can viewers play into? Yeah, viewers are more than welcome to. If you guys want to join the 5V5 1v1 Duels, you go to Group Finder, Premier Group, Custom PvP, find a group, top number 5, enter in the chat to see if you have a group available around you for EU side this time for today, EU region, Alliance, and Horde them. So you got either faction. If you don't see one, you can start one yourself. Call it something like 5V5 1v1 Duels Dalaran. Feel free to advertise that you have a group in the chat saying, hey, Alliance EU group available. Look them up. That's the name. Call like whatever the name is. And be like looking for 4 more. Let people know so then people can join in. You know what I mean? Alrighty. We gotta get Atho and Jesus. Because these 2 didn't really get to play each other. In Cat in the same group? Shit, really? I guess Scrippers. I guess I can get you guys versus Scrippers then, can't I? Yeah, okay, that'll work. Makes the game scary of new people. Maybe no Paladins, the disgusting OP makes it scary. Potentially. Might have to make it a no Paladin type of thing. Just for one day. I'll think about it, Cat. I'll think about it. They are pretty disgustingly broken for 1v1s. Actually, I said it out loud. I don't even know if I believe the word disgusting and broken. No, I don't want to say disgusting and broken or OP. I'd rather describe them as really strong. I feel like they're not really all that different than they were prior. But in 1v1s in particular, just the self-survivability is kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. But again, I don't want to describe them as OP because, again, we're in pre-patch. The game isn't balanced for pre-patch. So I think are they on the weaker side in 60? I think they're pretty decent in 60, but I don't think I guess we'll have to wait and see, yeah. Because they got a lot of Azurites and random procs are shorter wings. I think that helps them out a ton. The fact that they don't have a 2-minute wings, but a 1.5-minute wings. That's huge. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one up and running, boys. The game is still not balanced for 1v1s. That's true. That is something to remember. The game is not balanced for 1v1s. Switch. Who do we got for the day, boys? We got ourselves the teams of people that didn't really get to play much with Chrysler on team 1. Looking like he maybe will go first to the Destro Warlock. Got ourselves Tasty in the back. Atherman chilling. We got Copy as is that enhanced elemental? Okay. Actually looks kind of cool. Whoa. That mod kind of matches. So many parts match, and we got ourselves Linura in the back versus Des on the other team, with Mova going to be going up first. It's going to be Warlock v Warlock. Shaken in the back, Mary just hanging out, and Illidan watching carefully as Mova versus Cries are going to be first up. Destro Warlock versus what looks like an Affliction Warlock, with Mova playing that Affy, going in for a banish onto the Immolation pet, trying to get the dots of the Chrysler as well as the pet. Chrysler looking for a shot if you're around the corner. Does land it. Does he go maybe for Mortal Coil? Trying to maintain the damage with his Infernal. Chaos Bolts are flying. Does he go for more Infernals? Is that the playstyle he goes for? Mortal Coil running him in a direction. Let's get him over. Trying to load him up full of damage. Banish up to the pet so he can interrupt getting some of this Mortal Coils or Malefic Raptures in there. And looks like the dots have been traded by both of them. Interrupt onto Chrysler, trying to get some damage in. Mobile poking out the side, does have the hasted buff ready. It looks like they are going to be putting a UA onto the pet instead, actually, instead of on Chrysler. I'm guessing maybe the pet dies with UA, that is going to be a free soul shard for them, which is not a bad idea. I also wonder, I guess in 1v1 duels you don't really need to do that, but I wonder if a Warlock's actually want to play where they could put UA in multiple people. Like, I wonder if that's actually worth. I mean, in 1v1 you probably won that 10% extra damage from it, but outside of that, I wonder if a lot of people are playing the Honor Talent. You know, Mortal Coil into the pet as Mova's actually just looking to get himself a little bit of heals. Looking like they just want to take down the pet. Reflect is available, so they can't be interrupted. There goes a Dark Glare, random proc, I believe, unless Mova decided to apply one immediately on themselves. And Chrysler had to back up, retreat, as Mova is looking for a little bit of recovery. Looks like these Warlocks are off to a slow start as a Destro and Affliction. Both got a little bit of those periodical damage to one another. Chrysler hasn't really been able to slap down massive Chaos Bolt so far, but the Infernal did quite a lot. Mova really struggling to find the line of sight with those Malefic Raptures as they're trying to deal with the pet, trying to deal with the dots, trying to deal with quite a big setup they have to go for, but maybe it'll be worth the payoff. Because if you can get those dots to work, that's going to be Chrysler's pet actually dead with a Mortal Coil into Mova. Cannot interrupt this Chaos Bolt. Looks like it's one that's going to slam him through the face. And I don't really know what you can do about it. Chrysler does take him out, killing the pet, so you cannot interrupt Chrysler, sending Mova into Mortal Coil. Did not shrink it up Mortal Coil, could have, because you can see on the UI it actually is there, it's available. But that's going to be Chrysler taking the first one, with Shaken going to be out versus Chrysler going to be dipping out as soon as the Infernal is available. The Infernal is going to do, is that a random Infernal for Chrysler? I believe it actually might be a real Infernal. And Chrysler is just looking to maybe get the hell away from the DPs that is expected with two buoy. Yo, it's Mooches, my man, how you doing, my dude? Yeah, can we get a hashtag Mooches in chat? Because that's a guilty of mine, dude. That's a guilty of mine. Mortal Coil hitting Shaken with a stun to follows. He's going to get the hell out of that. Mortal Coil immediately. Reflect available for Chrysler. Shaken looking to back up the hell out of there. Shaken actually under a lot of pressure from Chrysler. That's going to be maybe a disperse, potentially Shaken looking to survive this damage with Vampiric Embrace. Does he have the execute for Chrysler? Wall available with big Chaos Bolts. And Shaken catching quite a lot of health available immediately, boys. Chrysler not looking that good. The dots are really close. One more shot over death and that's lights out. And that's going to be Shaken taking him out. Looks like the shot up these dots and the big heal play is still a big thing. Although I was surprised that Chrysler got that much damage to Shaken. It looked like maybe it was going to be a disperse together with a together with the Vampiric Embrace, and that would have been a massive set of cooldowns to get out of a Shadow Priest in a go. Next up is going to be Linear. Try to see if he can survive the damage of Shaken. Going to pre-cloak the damage before Shaken even gets a chance to put some dots up. Stun into Linear. Do they go for the Trinket? As Shaken is playing it very insta-cast based. Mad healing for Shaken right now. Blind as Linear is not looking that good. Why'd you cloak that early? Linear might have actually secured a win for Shaken with that cloak. Looks like they might be able to survive the dots. And they're still ticking. And they're dead. Oh my god. I think they just were afraid of the stun setup by Shaken, but he was able just to roll all those DPs back to back to back. Say muchos to Spanish speaking people, it mean a lot to them. Muchas, much ass. Is my guild's name, man. Yo, muchas. Thank you so much for the membership, my dude. You really don't gotta do that. You really don't gotta do that. But dude, feel free to spam the emotes in the chat whenever you feel like. Anytime, any place. Let me get into that clap the praise. Dude, US tomorrow. Feel free to join in. US tomorrow, this is EU. Otherwise you could maybe settle the score on the PTR or something. Copyfin is going to be up next though. Trying to see if he might be able to get through Shaken, as Shaken does have 2 kills under the belt. 2 people on team 1. Copy, will he be able to stand toe to toe with Shaken? Popping out the elemental. And looks like Copy still has a big setup if he needs to. It's going to be a trinket out of the lasso. Copy doesn't really sit. Oh, grounded the DP back into Shaken. Those silence onto Copy as big bursts coming out of Shaken though. Copy got himself still the light bolts ready either way. Actually got himself a little bit of a bite versus Shaken. Shaken having to go for Vampiric Embrace. Stun into Copy. Needs more DPs in order to really ramp up that healing. Basically at full health. Copy Fin not really looking all that good. Safeguard Trinket proc and Shaken looking to cleanse it immediately. Looks like the dots are going to be absorbed into that thing. That's going to be an interrupt under Shaken and Shadow. Copy got himself 2 casts off to heal. That's going to be a light lasso to at least stop Shaken in place for a second longer. Could go for a second stun from the elemental, potentially, maybe. Nope, not going to go for it. Copy though, still under a lot of pressure. 6 minutes into the duel, only 7%, 8% dampening right now. And Shaken needs himself a lot of DPs to really get the damage rolling. Copy is going to have to probably wait until the next Stormkeeper setup to maybe go for a big go. So I think it's going to be survivability as his only key option. One thing that Copy might be able to do is interrupt Shaken on Shadow and then blast Shaken with the biggest burst possible. But I don't know if they have potential. I don't know if there's a place that they're going to go for. Some CC onto Shaken with a stun to follow. Stormkeeper does have that lineup Earth Shock. And the Lightning Lasso. Short Lasso though. But still going to get quite a bit of damage. Third stun actually out. Or second stun? Oh no, third stun onto Shaken. But a couple Shadow Mends and he's good to go. Yeah, I don't really know if Copy might be able to do much here. Stunned by Shaken. Does get a knockback to Shaken. But the problem is with Shaken though, he has instant cast. That's all he needs to do. The pre-Shaken. He has instants in order to get the burst out. So it's really nothing he can really do to stop it, man. Double caster, Resin Sleeper, bro. Caster's got a cast, man. You know what I mean? They gotta run around the pillar. Get the cast off. But it can be a really good duel. It's gonna be lasso onto Shaken. Copy. Looking to maybe get himself a bit of recovery. It looks like they're just going to have to go behind the pillar, heal themselves up to full. Not all that you can really do in this kind of situation. Just have to play it very, very slowly. Pace yourself. Shaken has every defensive cooldown available. Could really try to do something to Copy, but looks like for the most part, Copy, the slows, the frost shocks, and the totems are really keeping him alive. And it looks like it's going to be one of those duels that goes into higher dampening as Copy just try to get as much damage in. Stun to Copy, chickens out of it, and try to stay mobile. Under still a lot of pressure. Is that going to be a lot of DPs? Silence on a Copy, will not be able to go for big damage. Shaken just tried to stay on top of him, but that's possible. Big DP, so that's going to be down for the count. Who is up next? It's going to be Tasty. Okay. Copy had a chance. Kreiser had a chance. The Rogue cloaked way, way too early against Shaken. Tasty might be the only person that might stand toe-to-toe with Shaken, because Shaken has been in the duels for quite a while, since the BFA, and then the pre-patch. So you had plenty of experience here. Tasty getting hit with the fear. But Tasty might just be able to go for a big old bursty wombo combo. Going to be Shaken chicken out of that lasso with a greater fade. That's going to be one defensive down on a pretty short cooldown. Tasty got himself big zapper. Ready to go. Grounding totem down. Shaken had to kill the, I guess, maybe not the grounding totem, but maybe the healing stream totem. Tasty popping in big damage. Silence out of Tasty though. Could go for the Dark Iron Rachel if you wanted to. Wall instead. Shaken got some big bursts available, and Tasty looking to bail out of there for a second. Needs some healing surges, needs some recovery. Does have the mobility as a shaman to maintain movement as well as good self heals. 24% dampened. Shaken did go for a void vampiric embrace, so that's actually a massive cooldown that's no longer available. That is something to remember. Shaken does not have vampiric embrace. Disperse is available. Greater Fate is available. No void form for a second, I don't think. So Tasty might actually be able to climb out of this. Maybe. It's definitely a rough one. I guess a Shadow Priest in a 1v1, it is extremely rough. Just the amount of self heals they do. It's kind of nuts. Gonna be a stun onto Shaken. Tasty, does he have the big setup? Gonna go for a Hex onto Shaken instead. Just trying to go for a little bit of CC chains. But Shaken isn't going anywhere. Stun onto Tasty. Does he get out of it? Knock back onto Shaken as he's trying to cast instead of instant cast. And silence onto Tasty. Does he get the big DPs? Looks like Tasty actually does remove a lot of the dots. Puts himself in a horror. But at least takes off a lot of the dots from him. Light and lasso onto Shaken as he's just looking for another reposition. Not really going in for the big burst just yet. I feel like Tasty might need to go for the massive burst setup. Interrupt Shaken on Shadow so he cannot disperse. And then see if he can just kind of 100 to 0 him. I think that might be your only option here. But we'll see how he approaches it, because maybe Shaken does have himself a breaker base coming up very, very soon. Fear onto Tasty as well as the pet. Getting scattered out in the open of the arena. Trying to get himself a lava burst in. Maybe Tasty get himself a setup. Potentially. Are we going to be seeing it? Lightning Lasso onto Shaken. Trinkets out of it. Going to be a stun onto Tasty. Mildly rolling onto Tasty as well. Is that what it was? No, actually just a Void Bolt. Has exactly the same animation. Tasty got himself a Stormkeeper. Maybe something you can do here. Does get himself a shield for a second. It's going to be a Shadowman for a moment for Shaken. Greater Fate available. Try to see if he can get away. Tasty did have a lot of lightning zaps available. And Shaken is going to recover a lot. 35% dampening, starting to hamper that heal. And there goes Tasty's one more lightning bolt. It looks like Shaken was prepared for the burst. You see the Stormkeeper from a mile away. You know exactly when to use your Greater Fate. And if you can get any abilities to go into the Fade, not much you can really do there. Now the lasso. It's Shaken is mounted up. 38% dampening. 11 minutes into this duel. Stun on Tasty. And Shaken got even more deliberate and dots on him. Trying to mend the shadows for a side. Does Tasty have the big burst to follow? It does get that interrupt, which was necessary. Sounds of the Tasty. Shaken is trying to stay mobile, landing those DPs back to back. Tasty popping back into Ghost Wolf. I think he got the auto talent in the Ghost Wolf where he heals passively. So you might want to stay in that forever, basically. Disperse as well as a great Vampiric Embrace available for Shaken. Landing a Fear onto Tasty. Grounding Totem does save for a second. Shaken tried to dumpster even more DPs in there. Big lightning bolts available for Tasty. Disperse available for Shaken. Had to pop a Disperse in. Not a lot of healing from the Disperse. Tasty does go for a Dark Ritual to remove all of his dodges. Looking to Ghost Wolf out of there. And Shaken does land some dots on a Tasty with a Vampiric Embrace. But he's not really getting a lot of the aggressive pressure or aggressive healing off of it. So that's a pretty big defensive down. Actually, two of the major defenses down. Still has a Greater Fade. He might be able to leverage that Greater Fade against Shaken. Sun onto Tasty. Knock back onto Shaken. Silence does hit him. Tasty under a lot of pressure. Walling this. Lagging a little bit. Try to see if he might be able to get himself a Healing Surge or two to pick himself back up. Crucible Flame for a very defensive play. Shaken does recover on health. Actually goes in for a Void Form too. I guess he was maybe hoping to go for some big burst damage onto Tasty with a Void Form. Stormkeeper available for Tasty. Shaken. Does he go for anything? Greater Fate available if necessary. Lightning bolts are flying. Big damage. Shaken actually goes for supposed to see onto Tasty. Greater Fate available. I see he's under a lot of pressure now. No Disperse available. Nothing. Lasso almost catches him, but Trinket does keep him alive there for a second. With 48% dampening, any move you make right now, any bit of damage you do, is going to be basically permanent. Shaken does recover a ton of health though. Silence is available. Tasty. Looking to maybe catch up some health. This maybe get an Earth Elemental. Knock and Shaken back on a stun. More DPs are rolling in. Gonna be again a ton of pressure. Tasty might need to get super aggressive here somehow. Just in some way, he might just need to start getting a lot more aggressive. Really start chipping away at the health. Shaken's Disperse is back up and available. Silence on the Tasty with a DP as well. I think it might be done and done execute, and that's going to be Shaken taking him out. Athaman rolling him next. Going to be Disperse available for Shaken. With Atha with every defense available. Greater fading out of there. As we got how much dampening now? Hodges and Shaken. Big burst. 53% dampening. Does even Disperse? Is there even a point? Does Disperse. It looks like Atha decided not to get aggressive here. Is that a Mally onto Shaken? It is a Mally. Hits him with a Fear though. Massive spells and Mally goes in for a couple Shadowlands. Shaken might be able to come up top on this. Has himself great Vampiric Embrace as well. Goes for Vampiric Embrace. Maybe Athaman could deny the Vamp Embrace by bubbling this. Looks like Shaken is recovering a ton. Man, the amount of damage to heal. I feel like that dampening doesn't even stop the damage to healing from Vamp Embrace. I feel like that doesn't stop it at all. Something about it just kind of... I don't think it gets dampened. But I could be wrong on that one. Shaken, Greater Fade to try to get away from Atha as the Shield of Edges did go out. Is that going to be a bubble out of Atha? Because Shaken might actually be able to take him out with this. Cat could go for a Massive Spell 2 on a bubble if he gets Athaman low. Atha without wings for a while. 58% dampen, so only so much you can heal. And Shaken might be able to maybe go for Mind Control. Atha does have an interrupt available. More disperses onto, more DPs onto Atha. Does have some bubble coming out. Does he go for a Greater Fate or does he try to stay alive here? I think it's dead. I think it's dead. All you have to do is just pop. Full damage. Looks like Death is going to go for Blood of the Enemy. What? Both of them just went on full burst damage with Atha. I guess at that point, like either one of them could have done it. Yo, Shaken with a 4-0. I would have thought Shaken would have had more healing than damage, but it was right there. It was really, really close. Really, really goddamn close. SP just stronger, can't do much about it. Yeah. Shatter Priest definitely is strong. I feel like the only way you could really get a Shatter Priest is maybe get some bursts available. Land that interrupt real quick. I don't know, actually. I feel like you might have to play like a playstyle that's more about consistent damage rather than burst damage. Because if you go for the burst damage, Shadow Priest will just have like Vamp Embrace for one burst, this burst for the other, Greater Fate for the next or something. Live or beta? This is live. This is live, muchos. Alright, boys, let's get another going, yeah? We gotta get Cat and we gotta get our Scrippers in here as well. Yo, we replace Cat because he left? That's all good, man. Wait, you get Cat or left? Oh no. Why did Cat leave? Is the Cat making another group or is he just bailing? Alright, well that works out. Daenerys group. We're ready? Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yo, let me do Shadow versus Ganker. And Onyx got a group? Kedem has a full group ready. Kedem. Which one is Kedem? Is Kedem one of these guys? Onyx, which one is Kedem? Is it Shadow? Or is that in your group? Because if Kedem has a group, let Kedem know to whisper me then. Yeah, there's some people that need friend you. Okay. Dalaran hashtag 1340 boys if you need to add me on Real ID. Kedem, gotcha. Wait, I have to remove somebody. Who hasn't been online in like 12 days? 12 days. Rector, sorry, I haven't been online in 19 days, but you'll come back at some point, man. They always do. Gyms. 27 days? Gyms. I can't deny gyms. Blade, haven't been online in 28 days though. Whoa. Alright, Kedem. I got you, Kedem. Cool. So Onyx, I'll move you here. I'll put Kedem versus Scrippers at that point, yeah? Alright, let's get Danny Ganker in here versus Shadow. Gonna put you here. Hey, how you doing? I'll get you in right after this versus Scrippers. How does that sound? Shadow Storm. Shadow Storm, hashtag 273954. If I mess up your name, I don't understand. I can't read. Shadow and Danny Ganker, make sure you guys are both online on Real ID. Don't be offline. DE, Denny, like Denny's. Ganker, like those bitches in Classic that would farm you in Ashvale Forest while you're just trying to level and the bitch pops up, yeah. Or Stranglethorn rather. You're fighting a cat, your void blueberry demon tank pet just died. You got a couple more shadow bolts in you, a bit of mana, like 20% health, and it's not looking that good, but you think you're good, and then the story just opens up with an ambush, laughs at your body, slash spit, teabag and cannibalize, goes into stealth, and you're like, okay, maybe I can go back to leveling. You thought nothing of it, but you had a shit day getting swiped off the face of the world by warriors with overpower. Splattered everywhere. He's tired of it. He's thinking much, nothing of it. I'm just gonna come back. You're like, oh, okay, all right, let's go to leveling. Yeah, ambush again. And you're dead. That's the guy. Let me try. Ganker! Storm! Make sure you're on BNet. Gankers boys want sub. Make sure you guys are online on BNet. What's up, bro, master? How you doing, my man? Remember when Dal was supposed to carry me to Glad Unlucky? You got it yourself, dude. You're fine, man. And I got no one to carry you, dude. What do you mean? Days of you, what the fuck? Yeah, it is a you. And tomorrow. You mess up my name all the time, dude. I mess up everyone's fucking name pretty badly. These guys got Russian ass names, dude. Hello? Someone is placed in this group. You guys gotta check the LFG. Check LFG. Custom PvP LFG. Alright. Ganker and Shadow. You have no target. Okay. Did I misspell Shadow Storm? Or maybe a spectator match? Shadow Storm. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now it works. I did hashtag 283954 instead of 273954. My bad. I gotta do letters and numbers and letters and numbers. Come on, bruh. Give me a break. Give me a break for my tired eyes. Alright, so Twitch. We got ourselves Team 1. We have on the Team 1 Tyrion as more of the Demonology MML procs. More of that feral action. Martin Windwalker as a... Oh, I don't know. Could be a... Maybe a Brewmaster, maybe a Mystery, you never really know. Necro? I guess we're gonna call him Necro. And Quill as another Windwalker versus... What's your name? Vor. Oh, Vor! Hey, how you doing? You got a bottles? Broken bottles for daggers? My man! Looking good, looking purple. We got ourselves Glick with a Ramstein. We got ourselves Ganker and Alfuera. Yeah, I was gonna look at your name and some seen your name bouncing up and down. I was like, actually, I had to do that old man squeezing my eyes to see better at the top right. Alfuera gonna be going up first versus Necro of the Bat. Rogue versus Demon Hunter. Sub versus DH. It's gonna go immediate trinket out of the sun. Trying to see if we get a setup for a big dressing gas coming out right now. Was that a blood of the enemy setup? Doesn't look like it. Alfera sitting at less than half health, less than ideal situation, trying to go for as much self heals as humanly possible. And Necro is looking to get the hell out of there. Just trying to go for a bit of a reset. Alfera backflipping, trying to recuperate it back to his own side of the team. Does not have a trinket anymore, so that's a lot of trinkets getting used very, very quickly. Necro waiting out for the dodge for the stun. With Alfera still at about half health. Necro has a mark for death ready too. This will be perfect. Saps available, kidney shot in the open. That's going to be Necro trying to go in for a bit of a setup. Shadow strikes and Viscerates are available. There's going to be a safeguard trinket for Alfera, and Necro is looking to get the hell out of there as soon as he's a safeguard. Looking for go for maybe a bit of a reset. Alfera might be able to get a chance here to get a stun. Big ol' Ivan to follow. Blade Dancer backflipping away from the Rogue. Another stun right after with a bit of a Annihilate Demon form available. Necro popping off a defensive with that evasion. Darkness coming in for Alfera. Does he have enough damage on Necro? Oh no, he almost had him low, and Necro does go for the Warlock Hellstone provided by Tyrion. Actually, I wonder if you would have died right then. Actually, you're still bleeding. What is doing damage to you? Get a shot at Alfera. Does Necro just die to the dot? Looking to maybe take out Alfera as soon as possible. Maybe enough damage. Cheap shot. Looks like Necro stabilized for a second. Stun. And Alfera, I think, maybe taking him out. It looks like that's going to be one dead-ass Rogue, boys. Taking him out just like that. That's probably going to be the pet taken out. Alfera looks like he recovered a little bit of health, barely enough. Looking to keep himself alive for a second. Mortal Coil running him out with a Mally. Nothing you can do about that. I think it's over. Unless Alfera can somehow heal himself right now, I think it's over. Flying up in the air, might be able to get away from some of the pets. Looking to bombard Tyrion, but that's going to be reflect for Tyrion. Swap it to the pet as soon as he saw that, but it looks like it's a little too late. How did that Rogue die just now? What was that bleed by Alfera? What is that bleed? I need to know. GG Rogue, dude. GG. That was clutch, dude. I know, right? That was clutch. Yank gonna be up next as a sub Rogue cheap shot. Sap onto the pet of Tyrion. It is gonna get that stun onto Ganker. Does go for a trinket. Blood of the enemy Tyrion, but that dress gets split amongst so many pets. Gonna be a full-blown Tyrant for Tyrion. Ganker is gonna go for a Cloak of Shadows by the looks of it. The balloon is summoned. You see that big old demon flying up in the air? Where is he at? That's called the balloon, or at least one usually calls him the balloon, because it just hangs out there. And apparently every time it hits you, it goes higher and higher and higher. It technically can be tagged. It technically can be hit by the players. But I think the reason Tyrion plays the balloon is because it has a lot of health. So he probably pops it out for the Tyrant to get the most damage in. It looks like Tyrion is going to get that stun trade with Ganker. Ganker is not aware that Tyrion breaks out of the, his bed breaks out of the saps every single time in the opener. But it looks like the Warlock might be done and done. The Warlock Gateway does keep him alive for a second longer. Does he have a Warlock Hellstone to deal with some of this dot damage on him? It doesn't look like he does. Mortal Coil onto the Rogue does go for a port with a Gateway as well, keeping Ganker over there busy with a pet, resetting up another portal. As Ganker is just looking for a bit of a reset, gets a slow onto that pet, looking for a re-stealth, does land one. If only Tyrion maybe came out and hit him with a curse or something to keep him in combat. While Ganker wasn't looking, that might have been a good setup too. Kidney shot with the defense stun right after. Does Tyrion have any kind of CC to follow? Maybe. It looks like he doesn't. Board is available. Does get himself Warlock Hellstone for a moment. Cheap shot with the dress, and Ganker does take him out. Eventually, the dress is going to eliminate you. The one thing for Warlocks, though, the more pets you have, when the dress comes out, the more pets absorb that dress. Because it's not just an insane amount of damage for everybody in AoE. It actually does a set amount of damage, and that damage is split amongst anybody around you. It's not explicitly stated in that trinket, but that's how it's always been. That's why you see rogues like dip to the side. If it's a pet class, dip to the side, hit them with a dress, hoping the dress only hits one target instead of them and the pet. Because then they take full, like what, 6,000 damage or so? Which is all physical, by the way. You can evade it, you can parry it, which is really, really weird. But that is something for you guys to remember, maybe for pre-patch. Speaking about trinkets, I really do hope Blizzard goes about with Shadowlands and just nerfs all PvE trinkets, raid, dungeon trinkets in PvP by like 95%. Just nerf the effectiveness. And disable certain things like cheat death mechanics, like disable that, or just disable them. Make us play only with PvP trinkets. I think that'll get us a little bit closer to the product we want to see. Class abilities, no scaling, as balanced as it can be. But I'm just hoping here. Sorry for going off on a long tangent. Quill versus Ganker. Ganker mounting up. It looks like Ganker's just waiting for cooldowns, maybe? Yeah, I think he's just waiting for Shadow Dance at this point. Or Shadow Blades. Because he got Shadow... Is he playing one single... He's playing one charge of Shadow Dance. I've seen a lot of rogues play 2 charges of Shadow Dance just to give you more burst setup. But maybe if you play 1 charge of Shadow Dance, maybe with a full big burst setup, like a Night Blade, that could be massive. Blood of the Enemy. Because now, since there's no more scaling, all that stuff really does stack with the gear that you can have. You really can have some massive bursts available. Gank can get himself Shadow Blades. Goes for a cheap shot on the Quinn. Big Blood of the Enemy. Look at you, one shot him. Does he get it, though? It looks like he does. The Big Blood of the Enemy, mad eviscerates back to back. That's all it took. And the monk did have a trinket, he just didn't press it. Well, there it is, boys. Rip bench POV. Oh no. Get a shot onto Prox, does go for a trinket, looking to get out Tucker Ganker. Gonna be Shadow Set blind onto Prox since he does not have a trinket. Ganker, if he gets himself another Blood of the Enemy, that's it, dude. They're done. Sap, and that's going to be Ganker having his way with Prox. Prox does come out with full damage mitigation available. Wall, Barskin, everything. So it looks like Ganker might just honestly sit and sell the whole time. Until the next time he has a go. Prox might have to get aggressive here, looking for the eyes. No trinket available, so it might actually put him back. Needs to save the Barskin for the right opportunity. Needs to be aware how long has it been since Ganker had a Blood of the Enemy available. Because I feel like... if you can just Barskin the Blood of the Enemy burst, then I think you might be okay. Because you're definitely not going to have a trinket for it. So if you Barskin nothing, Ganker will just Blood of the Enemy you next time. Now it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, and Prox is basically on the receiving end of the punishment here. Unless you can somehow find Ganker, but Ganker is just gonna... I'm actually very surprised Ganker is playing this super carefully, just sitting in stealth the whole time. That's literally all he's doing the whole time, is just sitting in stealth. Cheap shot onto Prox. Does go for the Blood of the Enemy. The Barskin is there. Is that going to be enough with the Barskin, though? It looks like Prox survives. The Thorns available. Ganker is looking for a very defensive play. Going for the evasion. Prox looking to maybe push in right after. Perfect Bark skin, though. That's exactly what you needed. Cloak of Shadow's available. Genka, though, getting him so slowed down. Gonna be Ursul's. Doesn't really get yoinked back into Ursul's, though. Bash with a big old dress back to Genka. Ooh! Oh my god, gave him a little bit of his own medicine just now. Got himself his own big old burst. What was that? Ramstein up next, bumping up his pets. Old big and red. That's gonna be Proxy, I think, dead. Oh, the burst of Unholy Death Knight is just unreal. With Martin gonna be up next. Ramstein still has a lot of burst available. Karma immediately. Martin's health is not looking that good at all. It looks like Ram is just not taking any of the Karma. Karma actually went blasted through. What? I like how the plays have been made in the last 3 minutes of this duel. The big plays, last 3 minutes, go. It's like you guys were trying to speedrun it. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Lordy. Alright, well, we gotta get another one going then, boys. What the hell was that? What the hell was that game, dude? The blood of the enemy just literally sitting in stealth, waiting. You guys know me, I'm not a fan of that kind of gameplay. Like, it's totally, you know, you want to play to win, it's all understandable and all that, you know what I mean? Peddler and Kedem. Oh, I know Crippers also wants to play too. Atho and Jesus played, so maybe we want to get Atho and Jesus versus one another like this. I want to let new people play. Let's do it like this. We'll do Atho versus Kedem, Jesus versus Crippers, okay? So we can actually get some variety in here. Because again, otherwise, if I do Peddler versus Crippers versus Kedem, then it's going to be same team over and over. So let's start mixing it up right now. Crippers, I don't know if you're still around. Dude, I'll get you right after. Because I want to get Kedem in. Because I don't think his team got to play at all. I think he's new. And I'll get you versus Jesus. How does that sound? I have to, dude. Like, somebody's going to have to take a... Somebody's just going to have to take a knee there, dude. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm basically making you sit down. But I'll get you in immediately. Promise. Bob DKs, please. Buff him, dude. Buff him. Buff him a billion times. I'm just not sure what to main most of PvP in the suggestions. I say Rogues. Rogues are a lot of fun. As you could see. As you saw. Oh, no. If you can set Survival PvP, go for it. Survival is a lot of fun. Even in PvE, I like it. Survival gameplay is best. I like Survival gameplay a lot. Play whatever class and spec you enjoy the most, though. Like, play whatever you like the most. Don't try to chase it. Like, play it because you like it. Don't play it because it's, like, really, really strong or whatever. Because damage numbers come and go, and tuning is always happening regularly. Let's say pick a spec you like. And get a guild. Guilds are important. Especially for the next expansion. Alrighty, boys. Switch. We got ourselves team. Let's start with team 2. We got ourselves Tasty hitting in the back. Riser, Athaman. We got Dagos. Oh, nice mustache, my guy. I like it. I'm a mustache kind of man. And Copy gonna be first up versus team 1 with Romaster. Be out of stealth unless you don't. Please take it so much. Kedem is a more of that marksmanship hunter. Adriana is a assassination rogue. We got ourselves. How do you even say your name? Strauss? Coop Strauss? Gotta call him Strauss. Straussy, man, as well as Dream in here. Strauss getting hit with a panda racial stun to follow. Earth shock. It's gonna be big blood of the enemy. Wall available. Copy doesn't get the big lightning bolts off it. Lightning Last is stopping him for a second. There goes the lightning bolts, but they are prevented heavily as Strauss just walked away from him. As the blood of the enemy happened. Copy missed out a lot of his chance. Gonna be a meteor getting missed. Strauss got himself a big lightning bolts ready with a Stormkeeper throwing out the big lava burst. Needs to go in and push in for a big lightning bolt right now. Actually, he still has them. You better push in before they're gone. Looks like he might have missed his moment here. Yep, missed his moment with them lightning bolts. Played it very defensively, but maybe that was the best choice. Lightning last onto Copy. Does Copy have an answer? Tries to go for a knockback, but the Strauss doesn't happen. It looks like Copy is down for the count, trying to frost shock him. The Elementor goes in for a big old punch in the end, taking him out. Well, there it is, boys. We got the Shamans up and at him. With Tasty going to be going up next. Another Elemental versus Strauss. Strauss did go in for a lot of offensives as well as a defensive stun onto Tasty pretty early on. It looks like they're both gonna have Earth Elementals just taunting each other, beating each other up. It's a 2v2 now. You got Ellie versus Ellie, and then you got Elemental versus Elemental, dude. It's an Ellie on Ellie versus Ellie on Ellie. It's all not confusing at all. Lightning Lasso onto Strauss as Chase still maintains his Earth Elemental. Quite a bit of damage into Strauss right now. This is going to try to see if he can bite back a little bit with an Earth Shock of his own. Big Zaps available. Trying to go for a Hex onto Tasty. Interrupts it. Looks like the Zaps and Lava Bursts were there for Tasty. Good procs, good damage taking him out with Remastered going to be up next. Remastered being a 2. This Tasty being a 1, I think? No, it's a 5 and 1. Okay, Remaster. Here we go. Approaching up as a sub-rogue. Does Tasty pick up the eyes? It doesn't look like he does. Big dress in the opener. Tasty had a pet stun him immediately with a lasso right after. Trinket already used by a master. Does land the cheap shot on Tasty, looking for the big damage. Does play 2 charges of Shadowlands. Might be able to get double the charges in to get a lot of the damage. Shadow Strike's rolling up. That's going to be a stun. Almost landing that eggs, but that's going to be Remaster landing the kick instead. Tasty looking for a bit of a self-heal. Needs some more instacast. Remaster does have a cloak. Burning that cloak right now. That's a big defensive. Getting used right here. Blinded on Tasty. Tasty trinkets out of it immediately. Tried to punish Remaster. No Cloak of Shadows that will stop him. Looks like he does get a Flame Shock onto Remaster. So he should be pretty good. Remaster landing that Rupture yet again. Cheap shot on Tasty. Big blow to the enemy. Does he have the damage though? Still has a pretty big setup either way. Marford is where he lasso stops him before he had that one more Eviscerate. I think that would have been it. For Remaster, had a lot of pressure. But Tasty does wipe him out. Barely had him though, man. Barely had him. Is it going to be Dream up next, Adriana or Kadam? Which one is next? That was a good duel between the Rogue and the Elemental Shaman there, boys. That was really good, man. Oh my goodness. Next is going to be Kadam as a Marksman Hunter. Goes in with a camo. Tasty should be aware that it is a Marksman Hunter. What do you even hang out in this arena against a Marksman Hunter? You kind of want to be behind line of sight maybe? Or maybe constantly moving as Tasty is doing. Looks like Kadam does have a lot of bursts. Does he get the aim shot? He does get the aim shot with the rapid fire to fall. Looks like he had to cancel his own rapid fire for a second. Knocking Tasty back out in the open. Huge damage right now. Stun onto Kadam. And that's going to be a Hex from afar. Actually, Fane does that Hex, interrupting Tasty on Nature's Cast with a scatter shot for a second, trying to binding shot him in place. That's going to be another aim shot. Not getting it because of line of sight. Tasty is going to rotate the fire elemental to get some freebie damage to Kadam. Getting the flame shock with an earth shock. Stonekeeper available. No way to interrupt it. Kadam could be going down here. Goes in for exhilaration. But exhilaration, it's almost like as if it never happened. Trinkets out of the last. Going for rapid fire. Tasty still has those lava bursts flying. But Tasty is also low just like Kadam is. And Kadam either might need to get aggressive here or go for a turtle shell. Look at you actually leap at Tasty. Doesn't get the interrupts here. Scatter shot for a second. Does it go for the big aim shot? Tasty recovered quite a lot of health. That's going to be big procs for Kadam right now. Tasty got a double crucible and taking him out in just a couple of insta-casts. Not a lot I guess you could do as a marksman opponent. Hope to get himself a big opener. Had himself a decent line of sight. Decent enough to get the proper setup. But I guess Tasty was too close, landing that stun totem pretty early on. Almost landed that Hex. A kid shot by Adriana as a sub-rogue. This gonna get hit with a capacitor totem. The trinkets out of it with a lasso. Tasty gonna walk away with a lasso right now. Cloak of Shadows up for the rogue. Tasty walling this off, and now Adriana is kind of out in the open, exposed. I mean, Tasty's one getting Shadow Strike right now and stunned back to back, but Adriana is really the one that's in trouble. Hex cannot even stop the Hex and down. Does Tasty with a Stormkeeper big damage available? Does he go for anything? Adriana does vanish. Big zaps, one big zap, two, and down you go. There's not a lot you can really do. Like, I just knew that a rogue was going to get tased there. You can just see it from a mile away. That rogue is going to get tased so hard. Dream does go for an invis. Tasty. Not really giving him around to do it. Kind of at least throwing down an earthquake to see if he can find him. Dream is going to hit him with a blizzard from afar. Tasty versus a frost mage. How's this going to go? I think Tasty with instacast and the mobility might be in a good spot. Dream actually getting the line of sight necessary. Tasty tried to go for lightning bolt onto the elemental instead. Trying to get himself some maelstrom from it. It's going to be a few fresh water elemental getting summoned up. With some lava bursts getting blasted, avoiding the stun. As Dream is kind of stuck inside of his own room. Trying to land a poly, and Tasty does land one. And Dream is under quite a bit of pressure. We only have 9% dampening, but being a frost mage, you don't really have a lot of self-heals. What is Dream going to end up doing here? Trying to go for a little bit of damage. That's going to be big shadows onto Tasty. Earth Shock And Tasty has lightning in his hands, getting rooted. Looks like he just tried to avoid, tried to deny him as much damage, but that's going to be still zaps as soon as Dream peeks around the corner. Is that maybe one more lightning? No, no more lightning available. Dream might have to be using that ice block. Wait, no, okay, or not. Okay, oh, okay. I was expecting it, but it didn't happen. My God, Tasty with a big old. Okay, at least he didn't heal more than he did damage. I was thinking it was going to be just that. Coffee, though. Oh, Coffee didn't really get to play much. Well, don't you love it when it's so one-sided? Dude, Tasty slabs, though, man. That was good. I think they're rogues. As soon as I'm afraid of dueling shamans now. I didn't have that fear because I'm playing my rogue. I feel like I'm doing okay against shamans. But now I developed this fear of like, as soon as I burn my cloak, it's going to be a big old earth shock. Big old zaps, big old lasso, and there's just not a lot that I could do about it. Damn. Alrighty, boys, let's get another duel going, yeah? Let's get another group up and running. Why do you think I'm so scary, dude? Why? For real, though, like... Because I played against shamans, I was like, oh, you know, they could kind of hurt. They can definitely do stuff, but they never really felt like overpowering. And I'm like, yeah. I guess it's EU shamans. Those are the ones I dealt with are NA shamans. Can't waste your cloak versus shaman, always will happen. Yeah, true. Atherman still same group. We gotta get Jesus and Crippers next, man. I have to. Crippers, now it's the time to shine, man. Jesus. Hardman, you got a group? Okay, we got Hardman, we got Ganker maybe, and Shadow. We can get you versus Shadow. Onyx, does he have a group? No, he was a part of the Kedem. Hardman and Shadow, I guess I can go next. Danny Ganker needs to duel somebody. I guess I can get Ather or Kedem in here against him. Maybe Atherman. We could do that. Something like this, yeah. And then Kedem needs to duel somebody. It'll probably be Pella or Jesus. I think that'll work out pretty well. Get a monk, man. Yo, we had some monks, dude. They melted. We had some monks. They just kind of melted. Rippers and Jesus. Jesus, I keep getting you an extra S, man. I'm so sorry. I have no target. Oh, I gave it 2 extra S's. That's why. Alright, here we go, man. Makes you sad? Yeah, they kind of melted. Oh, but I would go to some of the NA duels. We had a monk the other day. And I've posted a duel and a monk dueling over an 8. He did really well. Where you originally from? English is on point. I was originally born in Russia. But I've been living in America so much, dude. I don't even consider myself to be a Russian. Unless I'm eating Taco Bell. And then I'm rushing to the restroom to take a big duke. Take a lock. Yo, we got Mova in here. Boy, we got Affliction Warlock too. Death Knight. We haven't had one today. Wait, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We had 2 games ago or so. 2 games now? 2 games ago? Yeah, DKs. A lot of these dudes are gonna go on the channel anyway, boys. Don't worry about it. In that video. And another video, Shaman goes nuts, dude. Tasty does go pretty nuts. Twitch. That's what you get from a Shaman main. You got Team 1 together with Crippers. On his team, we got ourselves Trap. It's actually Gar. T-G-A-R, but it looks like Trap. So we're gonna call him Trap. We got ourselves Switch Shot. We got ourselves Fenny, as well as Descoy. Be out of cap unless you're doing, by the way. Movo in that Affliction, still trying to make it work. Illidanit as a Demon Hunter. We got Shaken as a Shadow, as well as Mary gonna be going up first. And Death still in the back. Yo, Rogues and Stealthies be out of stealth unless you're dueling. Druids be out of cat form unless you're dueling. Hunters be out of camo unless you're dueling. All that good stuff. Alrighty. Now play nice. Mary versus Trap. Is Trap getting the damage in from afar, getting the stun dress available. Doesn't that dress even reach Mary just now? Does get him quite low. And maybe Mary might just go for some damage right now. Trap is just trying to see if he could wait it out a little bit. Mary is kind of lowish on health. That Hodge is going to be pretty massive though. Does Trap maybe go for Freezing Trap as soon as that happens? I think that'd be perfect. I think he's just kind of playing with fire, playing around with the Paladin. Does have a trap around the corner. Maybe expecting for the Paladin just to walk up and Hodge him. Maybe potentially. Nope. There goes a Hodge. Does he trinket it? Is that going to be wings out of Mary? Perfect opportunity. Fine. That's a hammer hanging over his head. Trap might just have to go for a turtle show right now. Turtle. Feign death. The hammer does hit. It looks like the hammer Does hit when you go for feign death, but if you have an auto talent to reduce the damage by 99%, that immunes the hammer completely. So that seems what's happening here. So it's not that the hammer disappears, it's just the hammer hits you because it thinks you're dead, because you do feign death. So I think that's how it works. So Trap must have the honor talent that makes your feign death do like 99% damage reduction. Do we have a DC on someone in our team? Hopefully we don't have too long of a DC. Trap getting hit with a Hodge, gonna be a trinket with it. Pet stun, and actually Trap still quite under a lot of pressure either way. As Mary walking at him, is it gonna be a freezing trap that he walks in on? That is gonna be a freezing trap. He walks in on. What is this? He tried to reach out for the hunter to take him out and it got frozen. What is this? Maybe that's a judgment, dude. We just throw the hammer. That's a cool ass animation though. Another freezing trap. He's gonna be so sick of it by the time this duel is over. Trap looking for maybe a camo. Does he land one? He does not. All he's able to do is trade dots with Mary to get the pet up in there and hopefully stack up some damage. Trap is playing with one defensive. Turtle Shell is available. Human Racial has been used already, so he might be under a lot of pressure next to Mary. Goes in for a big burst, and looks like Mary's wings are off of the cooldown. Mary is, so that's what, 2 and 4, right? Freezing Trap available. Walks a long way around and took out the pet from the hunter. Is he going in for the big damage? Could be big wings right here. Hammer hanging over Trap's head. Does go for a revive pet while Turtle Shell is up. Does the hammer still hit him though? I think the hammer did a little bit of damage. Freezing Trap does connect, trying to disrupt Mary's burst as best as possible. Manic Bandage does give you a lot of recovery. Maybe a camo? Does not get the camo. Has to trade the dots. Mary get hit with a stun. And Trap got some damage ready. Maybe a big go. Big dress out to Mary. Mad healing out of the Paladin. Either way though, and Trap is just not in a dominant spot, but looks like he's recovering a little by little. Hodge by Mary. Wings are available, so that for a go, he didn't even have wings necessary, really. I think it's going to be done and done with Trap as a Templar's Word just smites him down. Alright, Crippers, you're the man, dude. They need you to take down the Paladin threat. You are needed here. You can't beat a Paladin, you got to join him, dude. You got to play a Paladin. You know what I mean? I don't understand how monks are getting melted, how they're strong, and they were so strong in BFA PvP. I would say corruption definitely was impacting the playstyle a little bit. We also don't have nearly as much versatility. Also, a lot of the scaling is done for level 50 rather than level 60, so you gotta remember that. Gripper's taking a lot of damage. Safeguard Trick, it does proc for him. Still under a lot of pressure. Wings are available. Is that a random proc wings or is that real wings? It looks like it might have been real wings. Mary doesn't have a bubble anymore. That is something to take into consideration. No more bubble, so maybe Coopers might just be able to truck him down. Hodge and Mary, does he have enough damage? Because I think if Mary has any holy power for Word of Glory, he's just going to recover a ton. It looks like he has exactly that. Word of Glory, holy power, he'll be a-okay. Wings, randomly proc for Coopers. Was that double proc? Did he just get a double proc of Wings? Shield of Vengeance available for Mary as well. Coopers is trying to bail out of there. It's going to be interesting which one of these two Paladins wins, as Mary has a lot of damage available very, very soon, but so does Crippers. Both of them actually have their wings on almost the same cooldown. Hammer hanging over Cripper's head. Does Mary go in for more damage? Crippers actually going for Wake of Ashes just to get himself Word of Glory by the looks of it. Just keeping that button on cooldown, keeping the resource generated at all times. I wonder if that's actually worth. Crippers does have Shield of Vengeance, goes in for Word of Glory right before that stun. Mary trying to combo even more damage into it. Desyncing his Executor Sentence with Final Verdict, but still doing quite a number into Crippers though. Dampening finally rolling in at the 5-minute mark right now. Was that chilling QS3s with 3 reds? I wonder. Hammer over Mary's head. Does Crippers have enough damage? Might potentially have it. Looks like Mary is gonna tank Buster this as best it can. Looks like that was actually a big hammer. Big hammer either way. Mary got himself wings. Bubble coming out for Crippers. They can maybe go defensive, but gets, I guess, a wings proc and try to see if he can maybe able to clap out Mary. Yep, that was a wings proc. Decided to get aggressive with it. Trying to slow Mary down now. Trying to keep the other Paladin not getting the full value of his wings. Another set of wings. Crippers just getting lucky with these, man. So many wings, man. Big bike into Mary going in for big damage. Hammer hanging over Cripper's head. Not Mary's, though. And Mary does recover quite a bit. Crippers might have enough sustain here, might have enough pressure. Mary got himself a big old shield of vengeance available. Bubble for bubble available right now. Both pals could take a lot of damage. Mary's he gonna get aggressive with that shield of vengeance. He has a little bit of a health advantage. Crippers safeguard chicken does proc. It looks like Mary might be able to turn it around. Has wings of his own. Crippers does get a random proc or maybe real wings this time. Neither the paladin has immunity. No shield of vengeance is available. Not available. And it looks like for Crippers that was another proc for wings instead. Both of them just gonna keep. It's just interesting with paladins. Their health just yo-yos back and forth. Sometimes I just want to get like. Sometimes I think it's gonna be big damage. Like maybe right here it could be huge hammer. Crippers maybe have had it. Not enough damage though. I mean he committed a full hammer. Final verdict. Maybe Crippers the one going down here. Mary taking him out. I swear, like the amount of intensity I want to bring into these duels with paladins, I just don't know. Sometimes I feel like could be big damage, maybe not big damage. And it's almost like I'm guessing here. I swear, I can't do this, dude. I can't do this with paladins, man. Their health just yo-yos back and forth. And how am I supposed to just stay calm and be like, oh, his health is real low and it's really high? It's like watching the stock market. There's gonna be a Hodge on the Switch. A Switch might actually be done with it. Hammer looks like does survive the hammer. I don't know if they had to feign death for it or whatever. Might have maybe had to feign death for a second. But he does get himself a turtle shell available. Mary still does. Mary actually does have a bubble. Look, the Switch is just gonna wait out that turtle with a trap onto Mary as soon as he can. Maybe going for a reset. As it looks like Survival Hunter might just have to go a very, very long game here. Very long game. Just gotta wait it out as long as possible, as best as possible. Stun to Mary, just trying to keep him at bay, letting the dots kind of rot him from afar. Harpooning in maybe for big damage. Safeguard procking for Switch. Does go for a feign death. Mary could go for a hammer now. Nothing could stop him. Hodge does come out and does take him out immediately with Fenny. Gotta be up next. Which team was it? Mary here. Fenny? Where's Fenny? Flying up in air. Way up above, and looks like Mary's just not going to go anywhere. 90% dampening. He doesn't even feel it. He doesn't even feel any healing reduction. Does have a bubble. Bubbles it early. Sending up a lot of damage to the Fenny. Is sitting in darkness. Maybe a lot of this damage will be darkness down unless Executor Sentence. Executor Sentence might have gotten absorbed mostly into the darkness and not fully. But that's going to be bubble down. Mary still has a lot of health. Fenny not a lot. Do they have anything at all here? And since you can't dodge anything anymore, it's just going to be game. But Deskoy up next. Deskoy being the last one left. Oh, I like the little Pepe you got going on your head. It's like a Ninja Pepe. I like that. It's just sitting comfortable in your head. You better win for him. By getting thrown at Mary, Deskoy is still super low on health. Does get the dots into Mary, and look at just let the dots kind of rot him for a second. 24% dampening Mary. It looks like he barely taken that much damage. The rest of Mary's team might as well just kick Mary out if they actually want to get a chance to play. Because this man is here. One-man army is a paladin, dude. Absolutely one-man army. Desko getting blasted with wings. Barkskin available. Is not even going to save you. Shield, Hammer Executor Sentence is hanging over your head. Trying to catch up on health as best as possible. Trying to avoid the damage. The Hammer's still doing, what, 20% of your health? While Barkskin is up. With all that healing? Paladins, dude. Paladins. Hodge on the Deskoy. Does he have a trinket? Maybe not. Doesn't get a pre-wall here. Maybe this could be big damage. Out of Mary. Shield of Vengeance is up. Does land the maim. And there goes the root. 30% dampening rolling up in a little bit, boys. Maybe this is where Desko might be able to get himself a response. Does still have a lot of his damage available. Has Mastery maybe available with the maybe Master proc together with the Masterful Instincts Azure trait with your wall. Does get the reopener onto Mary. That's going to be a full rig that will do the full damage right now. Going in for the big combo points. Bite into Mary. Got to hit him with the Reaping Flames right after. Mary actually bleeding out quite a bit. But needs the holy power, otherwise he's gonna have to go for flashlights. Maybe Desko could peek around and skull bash it to interrupt the heals, potentially in the future. Avoiding the consecration, try to get a full re-bleed setup onto Mary. Might have to go very, very long game here. Gonna be a Barkskin for this burst of Mary. Does have wings. That's gonna be Executor Sentence Hammer. If he can land the final verdict with the two, Desko might be in a really bad spot. Try to see if he can avoid this best spot. So Mary is sinking in a judgment. It does get reduced. The hammer damage does get reduced heavily with that perfect time Barkskin though. Bash onto Mary. Doesn't have a bubble or nothing, but looks like Mary just takes him out with a final verdict at the end. I guess the thing just crit. And Mary with a 1v4. Paladins for you, man. Yo. Paladins for you. Oh my god. It does make me happy to see a Demon Hunter get wrecked considering how strong they were. Yeah, Demon Hunters are not nearly as strong as they were. I mean, I think it's gushing wounds though, right? I think it's gushing wounds. But yeah. Oh my god. Paladin use hammer, absorb shield. If you fight him, you'll die. Yeah. Well, the shield event, it'll just rack into that execution sentence. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. I wonder if we'll see. I don't want to call for nerfs, but I do wonder if we'll see any nerfs going forward with Paladins. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and watch. But I wonder, because I don't even think it's like Azurite. Like, what could Blizzard do right now? Because I don't think there really are an issue outside of... I think they're only really you see the Paladin as like insanely strong. I think mostly inside of duels. Hardwin's ready. The Shadow Storm. Are you ready? Shadow Storm, are you ready? Otherwise I need to queue somebody versus Hardwin. That was Pella versus G's just now, so that was pretty good. So do we feel we'll balance this early? Balance Druid or balance gameplay? I don't think with WoW you could ever get pretty balanced gameplay unless you look at 3v3s. That's as close to as balanced for PvP as they can do is in 3v3, man. You know what I mean? Just exclude Paladins from duels. This is boring. You think so? I miss playing Feral playstyle. So cool looking. Yeah, Feral is a pretty strong actually. Where's Christina at, dude? Normally we have Christina here biting people's heads off, or maybe Snoopy biting people's heads off. I still have some duels from last week with Feral. I might just put those up today. Hardwin, I just need to have somebody who's going to be going up versus you, man. That'd be good. That's all I need, boys. Sorry if my voice is a little bit hoarse, by the way. I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know what's going on, boys. I don't know what's going on. Bounced, right? Shadow, are you there? Is there only 3 groups left on the EU? Atha, Jesus, and Hardwin? We had Kadam, we have Ganker, we have Pelor. Is Shadow still around? Actually, let me just ask him. Or just to make sure he's ready. Yeah, I'm gonna try some enhance. Go for it, dude. That'd be great. Oh my god. The thing is, Paladins are strong at duels 2v2 and 3v2 was in the middle of the pack, and I don't think they'll nerf them that much. Yeah. You do gotta remember that 1v1s Blizzard doesn't balance it for. And it's only in 2v2 and 3v3s where there'll be a lot of bouncing done. Yeah, because I remember, what is it, Feral Druids that weren't really all that amazing, like last patch, right? BFA, with Corruptions. Feral was just kind of like, kind of okay. It had some good comps, it could do well, but it wasn't like rogues, right? Every comp had a rogue at that point, I felt like. But in 1v1s, Ferals were awesome, you know? Same with Fury Warriors. Corona, you think so? What's up, Alexander? How you doing, my man? Balance gameplay, I don't think you need to be able to 1v4. The Pally didn't need major CDs. Well, they have a lot of self-heals. It looks like Shadow Storm isn't here, so we're going to put him out here. It looks like Athaman is here. I don't know if Ganker is here. Ganker! Are you around, or is that a one and done? Because otherwise it's only Atha, Hardwin, and Jesus left. What are the changes coming for DK and Shadowlands? We'll see, Thoughtseeker. We'll see. Because so far, not too many classes changes have happened recently. Well, actually, this week was actually quite big. I still have a lot of videos to work on. Dude, I really... Hold on. Like a real cough, dude. I've been healthy this whole time. I guess we started streaming. I'm stressing my voice out, and maybe that's what's going on. Hold on, I have water here, dude. Let me get a sip. Did find any groups in LFG? Oh, man. You can always set one up if you don't see one. But yeah, it should be on Alliance and Horde. Just happened number 5 in custom PvP on EU today. Tomorrow's NA, today's EU. Corona? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I haven't got tested or nothing. I remember like a month or 2 ago. Actually, you know, when the whole thing, you know, when people started getting locking stuff down or whatever, there was like 3 days where it just hurt for me to breathe. Like, the back of my throat was insanely painful. And I was like, this is fucking weird. What is causing it? For 3 days it lasted and then just went away. So maybe at some point I did have it. And that was it. Maybe I didn't and that was something else. Tell me. I stay at home all day though, dude, so I don't know how, you know. Dry air is rough. I know where I live is very humid. Very, very fucking humid. Tea with honey, my friend? Yeah. Yeah, if this continues, I'll get something. But I don't know. It literally just started while I'm streaming. Wasn't there. But I'm alright, boys. Thank you so much for asking them. I appreciate it. Potato match. Atheman versus Hardwin. Yo, Hardwin, we're gonna get you some games in here, man. You know what I mean? I was hoping the EU groups would be here, but it looks like you just got Atheman Jesus. And you guys got Dalaran, the best map on the EU. Actually, we had quite a lot of duels today, didn't we? At least to me, it feels like a lot of duels. Is this a new one? Did I save that one? This, I'll save it again if I did save it. Alrighty. Oh, Lord. You guys need a fifth. A fifth. Hopefully they're still loading in. Here we go. Switch. We got ourselves Team 2. We got ourselves Cupstrass. Again, I don't know how to say his name. We got Strass. We got ourselves Lack. We got ourselves Remaster with Dream, as well as Shin Zung on Thrall. I really like the smog. Like, it's so colorful. There's red, there's golden, and then there's like turquoise, which kind of sort of fits, I think. It just looks really unique. Is that Legion? I think it was Legion, right? Legion maybe on Taurus set. We got ourselves Day goes on Team 1 with Kryzer going to be going up first with Copy in the back, Tasty, as well as Atheman. And Kryzer is looking to get himself a Fell Hunter, as Dream is going to be first up as a Frost Mage dropping down Blizzard as Kryzer pulls the pet back by a hair. It's going to be a bit of a cast duel in a massive arena. So it might end up being a little bit long. Windwalker? Exactly. It is a Windwalker, boys. It is a Windwalker. Mop Monk set. Are you sure? No. Hold on. Is this a... Guys, is this a Monk Mop set or Legion set? I feel like that's Legion. For some reason I want to say it's Legion. Cries are popping off. Oh yeah, we got the Halloween event. Definitely get yourself the broom. It's an insta-cast mount up. You don't need to cast. So it might help you out in duels as well as in PvP, like in Battlegrounds, getting around the map. It looks like Dream is taking a little bit of dot damage. Does land the polymorph onto Kryzer. The Fellhound is out and about though, so you can't interrupt Dream in case things go bad. Kryzer popping and reflect. There's going to be a couple of frostbolts flying back to him. But Dream is going to have himself a little bit of a slower opener. Might as well frostbolt the pet. It actually might be worth. I feel like it actually might be worth. It looks like it is going to be Kryzer resummoning the pet fully. Dream, I feel like should be taking advantage of the pet and just frostbolt it just for the icicles before he goes in for the big burst. And maybe the pet gets an interrupt on you early. That'd be perfect. It looks like these two are just taking it very carefully. Kryzer's waiting until Dream gets close enough to really get the big damage out. Trying to see if he can land an immolate from afar. Looks like he's able to, porting out of this as soon as he got the immolate. I'm just going to try to see if he can melt him from afar. Does get the interrupt on the frost. It's going to be Polly trying to make it happen with an Infernal coming down instead. Kryzer going in for a ton of instacast. He got like 3 globals off and Dream is about half health. I don't even know what you're doing with all your instas there. But that damage is making a play. Mal's going to throw in a Kryzer. Does get hit with a Nova with an ice block, with an ice orb. Flow and Dream is fully mallied out. Mighty to ice block does. That's a lot of damage. That's going to be shield getting shaken off. And there goes the ice block. Is Kryzer playing the Shadow Fury playstyle? Because it looked like his burst was mostly just insta-casted. He did quite a bit of damage. Doesn't just double Shadow Fury? Because doesn't Shadow Fury not consume soul shards? Or am I wrong about that? Because maybe he's got himself an insta-cast burst. I don't know. A lot of things happen to Deathstroke. Because now when you want to go for the big Chaos Bolts, you can't anymore. You have to go for more Infernals. And I think they keep nerfing it little by little. But Dream is going to try to see if he can get the hell out of there. The Rain of Fire does get him out. Is the pet even available? It doesn't look like he even has a pet available. So Dream is kind of out in the open. Not really in a good spot. Has a bit of a health recovery. And that's going to be a Fellhound. That is going to be taking off the buffs every single, how many, 15 seconds or something? Blizzard around the corner. Does have some frostbolts available for the pet. Getting disrupted on Frost. Trying to go for Poly onto Kryzer. Mortal Coil does run him in the other direction, but the Poly does connect. Could you maybe get some big shatters off of this? Try to get the images available. It's going to be a big frostbolts. Trying to see if he can take away the buff from Kryzer. And Kryzer is going to be porting out of the big shatters coming in for Dream on the side with some icicles, as well as a frozen orb. And Kryzer does look like he's going to be able to walk out of it. Free pet for free shard generation is going to be able to take out the pet pretty quickly. Shadow Fear from afar does not really get it, and Dream is getting some of those icicles in there. Chrysler does go for that interrupt. Maybe he can go for a root. Looks like, yeah, he just goes in for like an instacast playstyle, really. Never really got himself even a single Kesbolt so far. Very slow game with this one, boys. These guys just trying to play to win, though. The resummon of Fellhound, and Dream is gonna just broom it up. Mordecai flying at him does get a bit of a shatter combo into Chrysler. That's gonna be a full infernal. Does Chrysler even go for a Kesbolt? Looks like he just did all the damage instacast. Again, I think it is a Shadow Fury playstyle. Chrysler got him so big, Chris. Looking to maybe finish the fight. Well, that's gonna be a one more come flag and taking him out. I think it must be a very much instacast playstyle. As the Rogue is pushing up, that is going to be Infernal still available. Chrysler get hit with a cheap shot. Dress is split amongst a variety of pets. Chrysler does wall himself off here. That's going to be a fear onto the Rogue. Master is a undead Rogue, so could maybe get out of it. That's going to be getting himself out of that fear at the last second. Does get the interrupt as Chrysler trying to swap up the pets. This is going to be a quick summon Succubus. Might be able to maybe do something with it. Actually, I think Chrysler is done and done. Master goes in for a Cloak of Shadows. Sippy Cup and he's out. Copy is going to be up next. I'm not even sure what actually you could have done, because the sub-rogue looks like he just kept shadow striking you over and over and over. Then as soon as you get the fear off on the guy, it was really just like, crap, now I'm DR'd. And if you didn't have mobility, I guess there's not much you can really do back, yeah? That was rough, dude. That was actually kind of rough. Log burst, damn, that was quick work. Yeah, I know, right? I really do want to know what you're doing right now, Chrysler, for burst. Was that a big Shadow Fury playstyle? Because remember, people were doing that on the beta for quite a while. They were nerfing and nerfing and nerfing the whole idea of like summoning Infernals. People were like, all right, I'll just play an instant cast. I don't need to cast Kesbolt. You can't interrupt me. I'll do just the same damage I normally do. Copy Finn is going to be up next, though. Remaster does get himself slice and dice rolling prior to the duel. Getting a shot into Copy, going in for more damage. It looks like he's just going to back out of it. Copy at least landing the Flame Shock before the Rogue fully gets away. It looks like Master does have a trinket. Is just waiting for defenses at this point. But I think Copy is going to have to find a way to pincer maneuver the Rogue. Maybe together with all the pet. There's going to be a short stun onto Master. The Copy maybe go for a Lasso right after, try to get the dots and the slows onto Master. Shadow Step available for the Rogue with a light and Lasso, trying to keep him at bay for just a quick second. Blind into Copy, is he going to trinket? It does choose a trinket. Remaster might be able to take advantage of the opportunity. Is going to knock him back. Blow to the enemy. Does get used for Remaster. Doesn't have a way to reconnect with Copy. Big Dress does do quite a bit of damage to Copy. Walling this off, and Remaster, does he have a defensive? It looks like he doesn't. One more ability, one more dot tick, and down he goes. Very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, but he tried his best. Cube Strauss is up next as yet another elemental shaman. Yo, I kind of wanted to see a full like character customization there, guy. I want to see what you were going for, the haircut and all that. Okay, we're gonna see you in mostly ghost stuff. I get it, I get it. Because it basically wants him down with emo and pets, pretty lame. I know, right? It's basically like, no, I think it's kind of cool. It's different, it's new, but it's just weird because normally we have this massive Kesbolts waiting up for a setup. And I was just like very, very silently taking them out. You know what I mean? Not really massive casts and hand swinging and just like, yeah. A couple throwing your hands out forward real quickly. Barely anyone notices it. And it's like, wait, where's my health? It is interesting. I like the changes to the meta. It's important for me. Goop Strauss does get a stun into Copy. Not really approaching him super aggressively. He's waiting. He's taking his sweet, sweet old time. Trying to land a stun onto Copy, doesn't really land it. Coop going in for a bit of a self-heal, light and lasted by Copy. This is gets that early health advantage, trying to get a slow onto Coop. There's a Shaman trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of recovery. Blood of the enemy for Coop. Goes in for Lasso. Does Lasso do a lot of damage to Copy? Does a little bit of damage. It's going to be his elemental coming up. With the Stormkeeper getting interrupted on Stormkeeper though. Copy taking a little bit of the lightning bolt damage. Actually quite a bit of the damage from the lightning elemental. Quite a bit as it continues to just keep casting at him, keep zapping at him. Earth Shock available, maybe big lightning bolts available to Coop. I don't think he really stayed with a chance there. And down he goes with Lack going to be up next. Lack playing that sub also has the main offhand heavier weapon, maybe for more master versatility. Probably the Rodion weapon if I had to guess. Just for the stats, does get a kidney shot into Copy. Just got himself a small opener, kidney shot, and just going to reset. interesting. Did they burn a cold blood for it? And I know rogues like to play like a very much a restealth game, and I think a reset game for assassination kind of makes sense because at least you have big dots. And lag does have rupture now, but I don't really know if that's gonna be enough. You know, I don't really know if that's gonna be enough. Copy trying to go for a bit of a cheap shot on Lack trying to go for a bit of a cheap shot on the Copy. Below the enemy killing shot does come down. Does he get the eviscerate? It's necessary for this. Trying to make the burst happen with a blind onto Copy right after you trinkets out of it immediately. Used to get a dot onto the Lack as soon as possible. Trying to go for heal surges. Trying to get him to shadow step back to the Shaman. Lava bursts are coming back to back, just flying. Doing significant damage. Copy looking to push up at Lack, and the rogue is looking for a reset. It looks like he does catch a reset at the very last second, but the flame shock does give him away. And Copy just making sure to refresh the flame shock at the very least. 28% dampening, almost 10 minutes into the duel. Kind of a slower duel, I'd say, today. Stream down just for me. Hopefully it's not down. Lack trying to see if he can land another reset. It looks like maybe he has some damage. Does have another set of Shadowlands available if he wants to. We're going to knock back by Copy into a Panda Racial. Let's try to take him out. Stormkeeper almost gets it off. That's actually a trinket out of the Panda Racial just to interrupt Copy. So Lack put himself, I think, in potentially a bad situation here. If he is unable to get a Cloak of Shadows before the burst, you know, like after the burst and then Light and Lasso, he's just going to be out in the open, no trinket available. But I think he's just thinking maybe I can pre-cloak it. Maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I don't want the Shaman bursting on me. So trinketing it is just interesting play, but I wonder if that's going to have a big payoff or not. This Copy is just sitting in, just chilling, hanging out. Lack comes in with a lot of damage available. No Shadow Blades, but quite a bit. Blood of the enemy, big dress. I think Copy might be down for the count unless he has some in here. Another cheap shot. Copy goes in for a self-heal. It looks like Lack is completely out of juice, out of damage. Needs himself another wall available by the elemental. It's going to be a Earth Shock by Copy. Maybe Lasso might be necessary here. Lack no longer has an interrupt available, so Copy might actually be able to recover. Swapping out the pet. Big lava burst maybe coming out. Cheap shot by Copy. It is going to be no longer DR, so you can go for a stun setup. Copy trying to go for a little bit of a Stormkeeper. Might be down for the count here, and Lag does take him out. There's a little bit of a longer setup for the Rogue. Took him a little bit of time, but he waited until the perfect opportunity. Waited until those DRs. And actually, he went with a big burst into Copy. Copy couldn't really do much about it. Big blood of the enemy, big dressed, and then narrowly survived it. I don't even know how that happened. Dagus is going to be up next. Can Zerka Rage out of the sap, actually. Sees the Rogue. Zerka rages out of it, puts him in combat. No more saps, and Lack is no longer in stealth. Does go for a kidney shot onto Dagos. Trying to get some damage in with Shadow Strike. Probably going to be a cheap shot. Does he just take down the warrior right here, right now? Blind him right afterwards. Dagos has a trinket. I guess Lack has a mark for death ready for him, just in case. Does get the Shadow Strike, and the Eviscerate. That's down. He goes. Not even sure what happened there. But the warrior does go down pretty quickly. Does maybe Lag just get in massive procs there? Massive burst setup in the opener? Potentially. We won't really know, I guess. Or maybe he just doesn't have a lot of gear. That's gonna be tasty. Playing out that enhancement shaman. Try to see if we can make the enhancement work versus the Rogue. Gonna be a big opener by the Rogue. Blood of the enemy. Tasty just sitting it. And down he goes. There it is. Blood of the enemy as an enhancement shaman. Better trinket. Better do something about it immediately. What can you do, actually? I guess you would go for Sundering into a Hex, potentially? Or Sundering, Stun, Hex, and at least something is going to CC the Rogue? That was just, yeah. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Alright, looks like we have two Athabans in the group for some reason, but it's going to be Lack versus Atha. As Atha is the last one left in Team 1. This Rogue name should be Russian Pika? You think so? The Russian Peekaboo, dude. Maybe that'll be the title. It ended up so a much slower game compared to the other ones we've had. Cheap Shot does land onto Atha, trying to get the damage in. Shadow Strike's flying. No blood of the enemy this time. Hodge by Atho. Does he go for the big setup? The rogue does have a trick in if he wants to. Wings do come up at the last second of that stun. Evasion is available for lag though. However, Atham is still able to get quite a bit of holy damage into the rogue. It looks like he's going to be resetting there for a bit. Sap onto Atho. Nice sap actually. Caught himself a bit of a reset. Got himself a little bit of a window to reset. Lag though super low on health. Lag you could say is lacking health if you know what I mean. Does get himself a slice and dice though. Like he'll pick up at 54% damp. I mean if he's able to get burst into Atho at 54% damp he might stand a chance here. Bubble coming out for Atho as the bubble comes, as the blood of the enemy comes out for the rogue. Look at the shadow step past Atho. It looks like Atho is not going to be able to catch him. Does get the interrupt onto Atho's heal though. Might be able to do something here. Big dress to follow after the kidney shot. Atho actually does not have a defensive. Does go for a self heal. A blind to follow. Atho does have a way out of the next time with a blessing of protection. So I don't really know if Lack has much of an opportunity here unless he just gets the biggest burst into Atho and surprises him. I think as long as Atho presses blessing of protection, I think he'll be okay. Unless somehow Lack survives that afterwards. Unless maybe you can get yourself, oh, getting hit out in the open with a wake of ass is not letting him sit there. Get a shot onto Atho, does human racial out of it. Lack did have to burn his trigger for that one. As he's trying to catch himself a reset. Atho catching up on quite a lot of health, even at this high dampening. Maybe the rogue still has it, dude. I believe anything is possible. Sorry, I swapped to the wrong person, dude. Keep clicking where I think Athaman would be in the list as number 1, but it's never number 1. For some reason it has him number 3. Lack looking just to mount up and run away. I think he's just gonna go for a long game, seeing if he can beat Atho, but leveraging every defensive cooldown. Evasion available very, very soon. Look at Shadow's quite a bit away. Vanish, about half a minute away. Is gonna be caught out in the open. Lack does he deal with a kidney shot here. Bob coming out. Next Hodge by Atho could be really, really brutal. Wings is available. It looks like Lack is going to be going down, man. Unless evasion. Nope. Almost. Almost. And Shin Zung is going to be last one left over on the team too. Yo, dude, this thing. That's going to be a PvP mountain expansion. Well, I think maybe a slightly more updated version of this mountain, but very, very similar. Actually, I'm excited, dude. I'm not a big fan of spiders, but riding a thing that I'm afraid of, it just makes you feel like you're a champion conquering your fear or something, you know what I mean? Game over for the rogue, I know, right? Yeah, when he was out of defenses, that was really it. I think he was trying to see if he can wait long enough, and he might be okay. Shin is going to be up next, which is Atham. At this high of dampening, Atham without a blessing of protection or a bubble, so maybe for Shin he might be able to leverage that stun onto Atho, sending in the bike Reaper Flames at Atho, and that's gonna be Fist of Fury. Hodge on the Shin, trinkets out of it. Atho does have a Shield of Vengeance, probably gonna be very DR'd though, with 70% dampening. The shield does lose a lot of its effectiveness the higher the dampening is. Incapacitated Atho for a second, does get wings. That's going to be a Shield of Vengeance busted out very, very quickly. Athaman still needs to generate holy power to get himself some heals. Does get interrupted onto a cast. Maybe Word of Glory is available last second. Nope, Shin does take him out. Yeah, not much you could do at the very end there. Not bad for the rogue, man. Gotta give it credit. Not bad for the rogue. It did pretty good. You know what I mean? He cleaned it up. Yeah. He cleaned it up, dude. That's all. But everybody got to play that game, dude. I like the games that, even though that was a much more longer and a drawn-out game, I do like it when everybody gets a chance to play. You know what I mean? SL, EU, 15, 16, 15, 16. Here we go. That's a lot of duels today, dude. A lot of duels we've done today. Holy shit, my voice is going out. I mean, Bony Fizz. That's true, that's true. Yeah, we're just waiting for Blizzard to nerf Paladins so I can play Survival 100 and get a click. I was like, do you prefer to stream on YouTube? I do. Why do I prefer to stream on YouTube? I used to stream on Twitch and then I tried YouTube and I felt like I could get more people on YouTube. And it was people that watched the videos that also hung out in the stream. So I felt like it was like a perfect place to keep growing the channel, whether through streaming or through YouTube videos. And the whole thing, like with Twitch, I felt like it was like pulling teeth, trying to get people over to Twitch. It was really, really difficult. But those same people that watch the YouTube videos are very, very fine just going over to YouTube and just watching the stream on YouTube. It's just one. It's like You can post it, the website and a link and everything, and most people will be like, oh yeah, I'll come watch. But don't. So YouTube just allows me to reach my audience easier, which is why I like it. Not only more people, so it's channel growth, but also the regular audience too. You know what I mean? The regular dudes that watch the videos. And I just preferred it after a while. I did like 3 days of YouTube one summer, and I was like, this shit is good. I like it. It doesn't have all the Twitch like emotes and shit, and a lot of the Twitch collaboration or interaction with like Discord and other games and stuff. Like the games have like a Twitch plugin. Yeah, but I like YouTube better. Maybe at some point I could try Twitch again and see how that feels, but unlikely. Very, very unlikely. From the platform, good choice, yeah. But it's mostly just being able to reach the same dudes that watch the videos and watch the streams. Just being able to reach more people, or people that regularly watch me anyway. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be last, but change positions, let him go early, want everyone to play. That's awesome, Atho. I'm happy about that. Where did you see my new emotes? I did not. I gotta check them, dude. I gotta peep them. Yeah, some hard copy pasta. Who is it? Twitch doesn't let you play music? Oh yeah, they are starting. So Twitch originally had this whole thing where it's like, hey, you know, play whatever music you want to, because like Twitch and nothing really happened on Twitch, right? You can do whatever, almost whatever. The only thing you couldn't do is like play Maroon 5 or Metallica, because you know this is some of the some boomer music. Well, maybe you could play Metallica, but like Maroon 5, I know that their record label went after people. Like I think it was what's the guy that Swifty was is friends with? He's like bald, tattoos, Australian. Panda Night TV, I think, or something, right? No. But he's like plays WoW, mostly Paladin, Panda, or maybe Monk, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I don't watch Twitch that much anymore. I know that it looks... I'm bad with names, but I know what he looks like, right? So that guy. Apparently his stream got like 7 days of suspension for playing Maroon 5 or something. Or something along those lines. So, yeah. And now apparently there's going to be more DMCA stuff on Twitch. Vino can just lead 800 plus VODs today, erase his entire channel. Damn. Yeah, I saw a tweet about Lyric saying like there's 900 VODs of his or something. I saw first make sure he didn't get a DMCA. Damn, dude. That sucks, dude. That's a lot of memories of your stream. Imagine if I had to go and delete like most of my YouTube videos until a certain point. That sucks. That's memories, man. You know what I mean? But I also wonder how it impacts their channels in terms of analytics on Twitch, right? Because I'm pretty sure everybody runs some sort of an analytics thing. Twitch, like, maybe will promote them less because, like, oh, you technically have now less overall channel views from your old fast streams or whatever. I wonder if that impacts them or not. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, at this point, this is where I think DMCA law just got to be rewritten. Like, make it a more common sense, because the way I understand it, it's an old law that was written, and it's just getting interpreted in various fucked up ways. But it was like very specifically so that companies couldn't steal each other's software, right? Say if like Apple made a calculator software on your PC to do calculator stuff, Microsoft couldn't just steal it. Verbatim, code-wise, whatever. But it just gets extrapolated and applied and just has such a much bigger net. So I feel like we really should get somebody to take a look at DMCA law again and try to modernize it, right? I think it'd be a good idea. You know, it's old. It causes a lot of issues. It was written a while ago for a very specific reason, and now it's just getting used left and right out of proportion, out of what I would consider normal proportion. So that'd be kind of cool if somebody in the government did that. But you know, they got more important things. I guess. It's madness on Twitter, just and Doug piled on. The chief guy for City, yeah, I saw that. He thinks streamers should have to pay a license to stream game, and the game company gets a cut. Yeah, and that makes me think that maybe that's how some of the people. I don't think everybody in the industry, right, between like game developers, streamers, any kind of that entertainment on like streamer side, game side, pretty broad, right? But I think there's not a lot of. I think there were some people in there, especially people in like higher up positions of certain companies, like the Stadia person. By the way, Stadia, really? That says a lot. Successful launch, wasn't it? Like, let's just jab at them because I think he's stupid, first of all. But it's just, I think the problem is you have people like that somewhere. Then I don't think a lot of them are vocal just yet, and I feel like maybe eventually they might be. But there's people that feel that way too. Whether it's greed because they just like want more money or what. But yeah, I would love it if somebody were to go and rewrite the DMCA to make at least more common sense. Someone at least like make it more seal tight, because right now I think it's just used as too long of a wide of a net. Give it specific parameters, right? Make it more defined. Because right now it's just an amalgamous blob that can take any shape it wants to. But if you went to and made it a trapezoid or a square or a triangle with very specific parameters, I feel like it would just make more sense. Yeah, Stadia. I mean, Stadia was a cool idea, don't get me wrong, but like, why was Stadia done the way it was? Because Microsoft did their Game Pass, and that was done with more common sense. Oh, maybe if we just make it as inconvenient for our audience base, but so they give us the most amount of money, we might make a lot of money in the short term and ruin our reputation. No one wants us. Or let's just make a product that people actually think of value and make more money in the long term. Whoa. You mean if you give people what they want, they'll give you money? Whoa! Whoa! Really? And I think that's where it comes down to, just that guy was fast. Did you see him? He just fucking sprinted in there, dude. I didn't see him running at me. That's crazy. Nvidia Shield, remember how that worked? I didn't use Nvidia Shield, but I remember it roughly. I roughly remember it. But yeah, there was some shit there too, wasn't there? I don't get a lot of those topics. I don't even get a lot of those topics on Twitter either. Maybe I should start sharing more of my opinions on shit like that. Because I have opinions. I just don't, because I don't know. I feel like there's plenty of opinions getting shared around all the fucking time. Mostly political opinions, which I just get so tired of. And I just don't want to be like that one extra person sharing some dumbass bullshit opinion. Gold children are real? Yeah, they are. They're grown that way. Heals and takes might be what people want. Depends what you mean. Should we be able to, as a content creator, have an easy way to get permission for a specific music, like music library or monthly sub or whatever? Maybe. Like any kind of anything else, anything is better than the current DMC system. I feel like it might even be better. Yeah, maybe. Like if someone has, let's say, music in the background, let's say you're recording a video with your phone, and you just have some kind of a song in the background, the whole point is to maybe like show like a massive fucking cockroach in your living room or something. You'd be like, whoa guys, check this out, what the fuck is that thing, right? People screaming as soon as it starts running. And if you have fucking like, I don't know, Katy Perry in the background, they can take down that video for having Katy Perry in the background. And it's like, okay, well, can we just like, if there's somebody just like taking a YouTube video without the purpose of giving you a reason to listen to fucking Katy Perry through a fucking phone speaker, which sounds fucking terrible in the first place, a shaded version of, muddy version of Katy Perry, just be like, ah, you had that song copyrighted, DMCA. What? I'm trying to show a fucking cockroach, leave me alone. I feel like, you know, something like that maybe needs to happen. Again, I wouldn't really know, because I'm not a kind of person that gets into law, so again, I also don't want to say someone is dumb, but there are some common sense things that can be said. As for like logistically how it should be implemented, I have no fucking idea, but I can tell you what makes sense to me. Context is huge. Context is massive, and I feel like context right now just easily, without a smear of a doubt, leans to whoever makes the claim so easily. But I think context is important, very, very important. Is this me about a holy priest or is tanky pally is fun fight to play and watch? Or like more of that. Holy Priest versus Tanky Paladin is fun fight to play and watch. A Holy Priest versus Tank Paladin. I don't really know. Probably wouldn't go anywhere. Is that good for PvP? It's not bad in my opinion. I like it. How would you draw a line there? I guess it depends. How would you draw a line? It gets a little bit of context. And I think what you would need to do, I guess you would just need to create a bunch of scenarios, right? Of like real scenarios that have happened. Like let's say if you have a YouTube channel that just straight up uploads Family Guy on there. Yeah, that should probably be DMCA'd. You know what I mean? That should probably be DMCA'd. Or whatever. If you have some dude that's, let's say, sitting here and doing like a box opening for like a I don't know, some garbage. Think of anything, like a really shitty camera, really shitty quality, has a radio playing in the background. You can almost kind of hear what the song is, or you can kind of hear it, but it's like super low quality, and just some dude chilling there in his goddamn underwear with a laptop doing some box opening for like, I don't know, anime figure. Let's just go with that one. And then just try to show it off. I don't think that person should get DMCA'd. If you can hear the song in the background, whatever the fuck it might be, think of the most popular song you think of. The whole purpose isn't the song. The whole purpose of the video isn't to find a way to legally listen to a song while this dude in his underwear trying to show you an anime figure. Right? With a shitty microphone or something, you know what I mean? Something like that. And maybe there should be something for like YouTube videos and streaming and the creative side of things, right? Because a lot of the work can be transformative, right? Like, let's say if you have, I don't know, like a video montage. If it uses music to add effect to the, I don't even know. I think it's where I should shut up on that, because at this point I'm just like, I'm out of examples. I'm out of actual concrete examples. But that's a basic one I think we can agree with. Can you animate to be tech, please? Yes, Dalaran #1340. It should be written for people who are not into law. Well, no, it should be written by people that are lawyers, but also it shouldn't be written by dudes in the 80s. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're grandma or grandpa and you're 80 years old. I would want it to be written by people with fresh heads, fresh minds, like 20s, 30s, 40s, because they're going to be around for quite a while. Or maybe it should be written together with people that are in the like stream industry, music industry, entertainment industry, kind of that style. The people that get impacted by it a lot. Expel your grievances to figure out a good middle ground. Because I think there's probably a solution somewhere where both the massive fucking corporations and labels and like people that want to stream and make some videos and content online can benefit. Might be, honestly. Been there since day one. What's up, Safe Fun? Hey, my man. Level out the rogue to 50 in 2 days. Got me hooked. I'm watching you play. What towns you run? I'll make a YouTube video on the PvP towns very soon. But I got some outlet stuff that I want to post up. Like a BG, some BGs I've done. HP is a little, has a little burst. Can't sleep on it. Really? I haven't seen it that much, but maybe. What's your top 3 must-have videos to become successful WoW YouTuber? What's the top 3 must-have for videos to become successful? Like my top 3 things that I would say for you to make a video to become successful. Make a video that hasn't been thought of, an original idea, something you were interested in, something you would want to see, but that hasn't been done by somebody. Like, let's say you want to see, so it's kind of like the thought process of be the change you want to be, make the videos you want to see. Because there's a good chance if there's an idea that you have of what you would want to see on YouTube right now, there's a good chance other people are also interested in it as well. Just make it the best way that you would want it to see it. So kind of approach your videos from a perspective of like a viewer. I think is a good way of going about it. 2, work smart, not hard. If you're going to be doing like YouTube regularly, it's not about how much effort you put into something, because you can polish a turd all day. Like if you polish a turd, it still's a turd. So you kind of got to figure out if you're putting in work into something that, like I said, on YouTube isn't going to have nearly as much of a payoff, or if certain things don't need as much work but others do, being able to figuring out, and that comes with time, figuring out how much work and effort needs to be allocated in different aspects of video creation, whether editing, recording, idea, script, whatever it may be. Planning that out and mapping that out, when that just comes from making videos and doing it, figuring out how much time it takes for you and stuff is also really important. And third, I would say, don't do it for money. Do it because you really want to do it, because you're having fun. Because if you go in with money, you're going to be disappointed over and over and over. And if that's your main drive from the start, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be really difficult. Do it because you're just having a lot of... Do it because it's fun. Don't come in with it thinking, oh, I'm gonna make bank. No. Do it because it's fun. So end up doing videos that are fun to you. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, if it doesn't. Because sometimes it's like a little bit of a luck of a draw. If I had to come up with 3 things, that'd be it. Music and movie industry is so corrupt and always will be. That's why I would love for DMCA laws to be rewritten to be a little bit less, because right now they're really rough, right? Again, there's some examples of people where you just want to be, to just have something in the background or whatever. I think it could be like more common sense. Again, I'm not a law kind of person, and I really haven't given that much thought, but I do think it's stupid, and something got to be done. I don't know what exactly, but something. Are those done? I think so. I think most of the groups are done, Scheme. If it doesn't make lore videos, I guess so. You could make lore videos on WoW too. Lore videos are pretty cool though. I would say if you can do only one fight, see all the stuff. Next thing you know, memes would be copyrighted. That would make no sense. Actually, they wanted to make memes copyrighted at some point. Didn't they pass something in the EU, in the UK maybe, to make see memes could be copyrighted or whatever? Or was about to pass? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Everyone put shiz in the BG and they get totally views. Everyone put the shiz in the BGs? That could work, dude. That could work. Yeah. Alrighty, boys. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, the restrict memes in the EU had passed. Did that actually do anything? Like, did that actually impact anybody at all? Or did it actually, because it just made no sense, you know? Because some of the people in the governments, I don't care what country, are old, dude. Eventually get to that age where it's like trying to teach. I mean, if you ever try to teach your like grandma that never used a PC how to type on an email, it takes a fucking while. I mean, my grandma eventually figured it out, but she does it very slowly, and she's a smart person. Like teaching in a uni. In engineering, which in Russia they don't get paid much for it apparently. But I feel like if you have the granddads and grandmoms in the big house, when they should be at home making cookies, baking cookies and watching TV, I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? Alrighty, boys. I'm gonna call it there. I feel like we're just getting off the rails, but that was a cool discussion. I liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow we got ourselves more 5v5 duels tomorrow over on the NA. So if you got to participate in the EU duels today, come back tomorrow and watch the EU NA boys. See how well they do. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll see all of y'all next time. Alrighty, peace.